Fun.
I have managed to quickly grab a one-shot in Waterdeep. But before we go into all that, I did give homework. Homework to basically after defeating, or not defeating, but after escaping the big iceberg and escaping the dragon's clutches with your tiefling friend, who I name escapes me because I have nothing in front of me. I don't even have dice in front of me, so I gave you homework because you've arrived back in Waterdeep. The council are not quite ready to see you yet. They said that they would summon you when they were ready for your reports. So, the question being, what has everyone been up to in the last few weeks? And while you all kind of explain that, I'm going to quickly grab my dice.
Gentleman first.
Okay. Hawk was spending most of his time at the temple with Alina, helping her look after the orphans, and was also, because we've become a bit more well-known, because we've been slaying some dragons, people have been coming and asking me for, like, training for weapons and things, because the world's going to shit. So I've been doing a lot of weapon training classes with a lot of people, and helping at the orphanage with Alina. It's mainly what Hawk's been doing over the last week or so.
Okay.
Because he's such a nice friggin' dude, you know?
Such a nice guy.
The best of us.
We need those.
Well, unfortunately, Bast cannot make it tonight for the game. But Bastian ended up catching man flu. He ended up with
Severe case.
Oh,
severe
man flu. Ugh.
cold and chills from being subjected to such cold climates. It wasn't, when he arrived in Waterdeep, he wasn't looking very well and was entrusted into the care of Akos.
Indeed, he was. And Akos has been doing a lot of communicating with the family of the noble whose daughters she had been taking care of, whilst trying to find any additional supplies to take up to the family. She came across Bast, who was trying to ever so valiantly fight off their man flu. And upon further questioning if Bast was indeed okay, proceeded to watch as Bast was like, I'm perfectly fine, and attempted to display roguelike dexterity and ability by jumping upon the tarp of a stool they were next to, and instead of jumping onto the tarp, fell right through and smacked their head onto the stool there and then, to which Akos was like, I guess I'm gonna have to look after you, aren't I? They, for all intents and purposes, they've been okay. A few delirious fever dreams, mention of critters and rodents here and there. But all in all, a good patient, not too whiny.
A little bit whiny.
A little bit, but
Now, the real question is, how has Draco been?
Well, Draco has been so also adding with Draco has been obviously curled up, keeping close eye on Bastian, but also we've got to remember poor Puppers also took a big hit during that whole adventure, and Puppers is also staying quite close to Bastian, recovering, keeping him warm, giving him licks on the cheek every time he kind of mutters or moans, being a really good helper.
Side note, Akos totally fed Draco and Puppers the better food.
I understand. And agree.
As you should, yeah.
Okay. Athos has been busy. What was Argyle doing?
I feel like Argyle's been doing a few things. He's been partly like researching, going to a few temples, like trying to figure out what this voice in his head is. If Yakko's like, hey, does your god talk to you? Is this normal? What the hell is going on? Just panicking a lot internally and externally. Other than that, though, he's been like, I want to say like, since the world's going to shit and everything, and we've had multiple run-ins with dragons, multiple alarms all over the city, he's been trying to like reach out with the kids, because I feel like that's where he's more comfortable. And he's been like trying to, cheer them up. He can polymorph now, so he like turns into little animals, and he like tells them like little stories about like, oh, we totally went and killed this dragon, and we totally went and maimed this other one. And
I could totally see that turning into,
yeah,
little mini dragon.
Yeah.
Making wee puffs of smoke of hawk, fighting and all.
Yeah, just a little prestidigitation, like little smoke and like little fireworks. That'd be
kind
Just got a flash of Bilbo at his party telling about the trolls.
Yeah. And I totally breathed fire on this one dragon, and then it exploded because I'm just that cool, you guys. Yeah, just like stuff like that.
Okay. Mal, what has Mal been up to?
Oh, she's taken up gardening and no. Can you imagine?
The angriest
We come
gardener
back
in the world.
and Mal is a Disney
God
princess.
damn weeds! I hate weeds.
Using your destructive spells on weeds, that'd be great.
Yeah. So Mel has been partying hardy. She's been going to her favorite place, which is like a cabaret sort of place. Think Ruby of the Sea meets Moulin Rouge. There's party every day. And and on the side, she's been committing murder across Waterdeep. There, maybe sometimes people hear about certain fires that have broken out of like places nobody knew about, because she's been sneaking about, sabotaging certain places that she has knowledge about. She's basically been charging in alone into hidden places, and yeah, just living on the edge as one does, Yeah, lots of murder, lots of dead people.
Our camera's just bugged off.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's been busy a little bit.
This sounds like Mal goes out, gets very drunk, parties for a bit, and then goes murder some people.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Wakes up with the worst hangover, just covered in blood, like, oh,
You cannot have a
God.
hangover if you keep farting. Hey.
I heard it was a killer time.
Ah.
Oh.
Bloody brilliant.
Everything's just going
The
to
party
hell.
was quite a ball. A fireball.
I heard it was an Eldritch Blast.
A little bit.
Wow.
Shush, I tried,
Wow.
okay? Something broke. That explains what broke. Okay, I fixed it. I fixed it.
And she broke it again.
I did break it again.
It just worked.
Is it working again? Who knows? We'll see. Yay, it's working again. Okay, so with everyone being busy over the week, you get together to kind of find out what you've all been up to, and you meet in a cozy little bar. So yeah, you meet up in a cozy little bar called the Troll's Skull, on recommendation from Mal.
She has been partying pretty hard. She knows all the good spots now.
This is a recommendation from Mal. You know, hanging out. It's called the Troll Skull Manor. So you're just kind of hanging out there, catching up with what you've been doing in the last week or two. When a waitress comes by and gives you a round of drinks, but puts a folded parchment onto the table, and she goes, courtesy of a friend, and she leaves.
Okay.
Did she
I'll
say-
I'll pick up and read the parchment, or is what's on it?
So as you open it up,
It explodes.
That's it, end of the game. There you go. I told you there'd be blood.
You take
It was a fireball
30
scroll.
points. of
It
negative.
starts playing Waterdeep. Was the
On really fancy cursive, I am arriving in 1 hour to inform you about an extraordinary business opportunity. Be prepared. And it's just signed simply, a friend.
You know, I've heard that's how these triangle business schemes work. This is how they suck you in. Just please take care.
Do I recognize the handwriting or anything like that? Does it look familiar?
No, it's just fancy writing. Very fancy, and the parchment is of good quality.
Someone
Can I
with
detect
money.
any magic on it?
No,
Just curious.
no, there's no magic
Okay.
to it.
Well, I suppose we'll find out more in an hour.
So
Whatever this is about.
you're going to wait.
Who
yes?
needs something now?
I have nothing else to do, so I might as well sit and wait and see what happens.
Okay.
I hope you've all been keeping well recently. I may have heard a rumor or two about strange occurrences happening around town.
I don't know anything about that.
Kind of
Other
strange
than that-
occurrences. I've been
Oh.
busy practicing in the practice yard most of the time, so I haven't heard any of these things.
Every now and then in the market, I've heard a few things about strange fires and murders are taking place. Hope we don't have to run into any of these people who may
I have
be
to look into that.
causing such trouble. Not that any of us would do such a thing. We are such a trustworthy group of companions, are we not?
I heard a rumor that whoever has passed in those fires is not going to be missed, so I don't think that's a problem. Just staring contest.
Literally staring now, like drinking.
I love the fact
Just
that you
I'm-
two
I'm-
kind of know what you're talking about, but Hawk's, well, he's got low intelligence, so he's too stupid to know. He's just like, these fires? Sounds terrible.
Yeah,
We need to look
I-
into that.
I'm just looking in between the two of you, like just staring at each other, like,
Do
oh
that.
no.
It's like, why are they sipping without breaking eye contact? What is happening?
god. Is there something going on here?
You can cut that tension with a knife.
I just like silently message Akos in her head. I'm like, if something's going on and you need help, blink twice.
Can I respond to? I can't remember. Can I respond to message?
You can respond. You can respond.
Back in my head, not out loud.
Yeah.
Just be probably something along the lines of, "Thank you, fierce one. But do not worry. When I need of your assistance, I will indeed give you the blinking signs."
It's really lucky that
And you
these
don't hear
fires are only
response
killing
back.
bad people.
You just hear like a very quiet sob behind you. You're like,
Just gonna without with maintaining eye contact, just gonna reach out and just pat.
Also, it's funny you mentioned Troll Skull because Argyle has actually been here before, so he's like rifling through all the stuff, see if anything's changed, see if anyone like cleaned up. It was a wreck when he was last here.
That almost out of nowhere, a female half-elf sits down at the table. And
Good evening.
she has a hood up. But you can just see kind of out, she has like a dark brown hair that comes across and it's all braided into like a ponytail as such. And she leans back. Good afternoon, Mal. I had heard you were in
Here
the
we
city.
go.
I had heard
How
you were in
come?
the city. I heard you've been setting some bridges on fire.
Oh, well, that was, yeah.
I heard you've been having a
You know,
blast.
you know
Like
how I get when I
literal.
get bored, you know?
Let me
Just-
introduce myself. My name is Vivian. And I thank you.
Just point it out. Do you mean literal setting of bridges on fire, or is this like?
She just smiles and she touches her nose, all secretly. I'll get straight to
She's
the point.
quite big on metaphors, so she just means I set fire to my past, because that's so poetic. Amazing.
Because we were just talking about fire, so that's a crazy coincidence.
And she smiles like a wicked smile. You can almost see, like she has like a golden, well, it looks like it's like a golden incisor tooth as well. And she just smiles. I'll get straight to the point. Time is of the essence. I want you to steal the Great Worm's eye.
The what?
The Great Worm's eye. I want you to steal it.
I believe this is the part where you're gonna elaborate what you really want, you know?
Recently, Arnold Guerin has come into possession of the legendary Great Worm. A ruby with enclosures that resemble a dragon's eye. Oh, it's worth about a measly 10,000 gold pieces. Well, at least that's the price that will be negotiated.
See, I would think you would be capable enough to do that. Why do you need
You're right.
help with that?
I am a master thief, but, well, unfortunately I'm known to the family. And, well, I heard that she's wanted to get on the wrong side of certain cult members. not saying that the Garen family is cult, that is, but I will say that Dragon's Eye would be a very good treasure if some wanted to put it towards a certain summoning. Oh, don't be surprised. I have my ears as well. I know what is happening in the world of Faerun. Do this, and let us say that my little friends and I will help towards the effort.
How exactly?
Well, that will be... We could... get some equipment for this army you're amassing. An army needs equipment, and well, I do sell quite a lot of arms. Some of them even have swords.
That you do. Well, what do you all think?
For us not to have our rogue if we're having to do sneaky breaking into things.
Or take things by brute force.
To help. And she throws onto the table a bag. In the bag there is, and I will tell you what these are, but I'm not entirely sure what they are. 1 smoker, 1 blinder, and 2 crackers. So I'm guessing one's a smoke bomb, one's a flash bomb, and crackers.
Just some biscuits.
No, just some biscuits.
Yeah. And
Snacks
just
for the
some nice
road.
afternoon biscuits.
Road
Just
trip,
want some
guys.
cheese.
By the way, you can keep whatever other spoils, but we do... The main things we want is the Great Worm, Ruby, or Steel. I say or. It would be preferable for both, obviously. But if you can't get the Ruby, the buyer who's going to go, it's still his money. I'd also recommend you don't kill anyone. Knock people out, sure. You know, put people to sleep, but murdering is not our style, is it now? And she kind of winks over at Mal.
You know me so well.
You don't strike me as the type who would normally be preoccupied with how things are dealt with. Not that I disagree with this method.
I don't kill innocents. This family is typically innocent. I just want what they have.
Would you look at that? You have morals. Who knew?
But what I will say is the buyer, Namdin. Wait, hold on. That's not the buyer. That's not the buyer. Okay.
Who is it?
No freaking clue.
Anonymous.
A.non-Amos.
Their parents had a sense of humor.
Yep.
His name is just Alfred Anonymous.
No, so I will warn you. That sorceress of his, Namdin, is very dangerous. it would be best if you don't talk to her, don't look at her, or better yet, don't even linger in the same room as her. It's virtually impossible to intercept her after she withdraws for the evening as well.
And what is the name of this buyer?
Pete.
Just like not trying to put pressure on you there or anything.
No, just listen.
No, that's his name, Pete Bob Steve. That's there you go.
Peep up, Steve.
Pete Bob Steve.
Always goddamn Pete.
Yeah, Peep Bob Steve is notorious.
So, sneaking and no murder. I'm going to be so good for this. Like, I've got it completely covered. We're good.
We each got a tool set to do just that.
Yep.
So Vivian looks
My
around the
heavy
table
armor
and
and
kind
killing axe would be great.
of looks around the table and she's like, okay. 500 gold pieces each. I understand this is nothing. But you get to keep whatever you find, other than the ruby. And it wasn't the buyer that you have to steal from. I just actually read it. But like I said, be kind. I haven't read through this fully.
It's okay.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
You must steal the 10,000 gold pieces from the sorceress herself. How you do this, obviously without murder, is entirely up to you. Business is to be conducted during the birthday celebration of Arnold's son, Liam. And typically his guests bring their invitations along and must present it to the concierge to be allowed inside. But I have some invitations here, and she lays out 5 invitations.
Are you coming with us?
No, I noticed you are one short. I take the charming youngin will not be joining you. Perhaps I may come along.
Unfortunately, he's not very well. The colour of the mucus is not one that I will allow outside of the room at the moment, so he will stay there until he is clear with his fluids.
She screws her nose up and just waves. Enough.
Really don't like the gory stuff, do you?
I stay away from the sick. Arnold
No.
has an office somewhere on the mansion's top floor. The Guerin family has about 8 and around about half dozen servants on their payroll. And again, as I said,
can't believe I'm even going to be asking this. What do you have by any chance a layout of the building that we will need to go to? An understanding of, apart from the servants, do they hire mercenaries or a security force?
just
The
the
more
8 guards.
knowledge we have.
Just the 8 guards and a half dozen servants.
The more knowledge we have, the more likely we're able to concoct a plan that will not involve murder so much.
Well, the names and general looks of the entire Guerin family, including the house manager, Turbin, and their main source of income, is trade of the Moonshay Isles, Kalimshan, and Chult. Do with that information what you want. Pretend to be merchants. Infiltrate through your fine charisma.
If you could be so kind as to repeat those names again.
So, the house manager is Turban. The main source of income is trade with the Moonshay Isles. Kalaman-Shan and Chelk.
Vivian, is there anything else you could give us, or is that all you have available for us?
I can give you the names of the family, if that would help. But other than that, this is a birthday celebration. There will be many people there.
I wouldn't mind the name of the family members, if possible.
No,
Could
then
be
you have
useful.
the patriarch of the family, Arnold Guerin.
Just a quick question: is Garen the family name, or is
Yeah,
that just
that's
Arnold?
family name.
Cool.
You have Miriam, the wife.
Miriam.
And her, usually she is followed around by Lily.
And who is Lily? Daughter?
Lily would be the daughter, yes.
Is Lily the one who the birthday party's for, or is that? Sorry, I
Liam.
thought I
That
read.
would be the
that is
eldest.
Liam, okay.
Liam.
Yes, I did write that down correctly. I did hear that right. Yes.
He spends most of his time with his father. But he does like to sneak out and enjoy the rather finer joys of the night.
And would you say these are quite well-known patrons of Waterdeep?
Well, the Guerin family, generally law-abiding, runs an honest trade business. Mainstay is the naval import of exotic goods. Some shady deals are obviously necessary to keep the family afloat, hence the fact that my acquaintance with the family. But only in emergencies, and never involving any sort of distasteful activities.
I wonder what their views are on divine objects.
Well, there's no skeletons of note, although Arnold's father was pestered by rumors which accused him of dabbling in the slave trade. The rumors were false, however, and spread by the competition.
Maybe the competition had some truth in those rumors themselves. Interesting.
She scribbles down on a small piece of parchment an address. That is where the mansion is located. The celebrations will be this evening.
Any kind of formal dress for this, or do we just turn up looking our wonderfully ragged selves?
She pulls her hood back and she goes, "Whatever you're comfortable in, darlings. I must go. I did so recently have a harper on my trail. I lost him for a little while, but you know, I don't want them to catch up with me, so I best go."
It's been a pleasure as always, Vivian.
Oh, now we must get together soon. I would very much
Sure.
like to have a blast with you. And she gets up and walks away, hood up, and she just melts into the crowd.
Well, I'm not thirsty. Should we get ready?
I can do to be of any use whatsoever in this, because my character is not suited for sneaky, not killing.
I'm sorry.
This is hard.
Fine.
It's fine, you know. We just gotta you know, improvise. Improv,
Oh, no.
folks. Improv. Woo!
I'm still up for it. I'm just seeing if I'll be the most useless thing in the world while we do it, or if I can be useful in any way.
I believe it's
Hey, go
called a
for it.
distraction.
Oh yeah, I'm good at that. I'll fall down
Like
some
clank,
stairs.
clank,
I will
clank, clank.
distract them real good.
Mhm.
Hey, my stealthing abilities are next to none in my armor, so it's fine. I get it.
If I'm supposed to roll for stealth, we're screwed.
I think we're all screwed if we're rolling for stealth.
Even
We'll
if
make do.
Yeah.
if
Be
anything,
great
we're
if
just gonna
invisibility
turn to
was
Looney Tunes.
concentration and I can do multiple people, but I can't.
It's okay. It's gonna be a Looney Tunes heist. Let's do it.
Let's go buy stuff at Acme.
We need a code word so that if you say the code word and things are going like sideways, that I can just cast fireball. I don't have to ask how big the room is. It's fine.
And for some reason, the party just goes.
Okay, let's talk. Oh,
So,
sorry.
On the note, it says party starts at 6 p.m. Don't be too early. Kiss, kiss.
I feel like we should be there on the dot. It says 6 p.m. We should respect that time, in my opinion.
Definitely. Or a little bit later, just in case people have gotten tired of greeting their guests, so we might just, you know, blend in.
Fashionably late and all that, or on time.
I mean, not too late, probably. Because that's gonna raise too much attention. We want to hit the sweet spot where people are tired of greeting people, but also, yeah, not judging late arrivals, maybe.
What if some of us turned up exactly on time and some of us, what did you say there, Hawk? Fashionably late.
Could do that. We could go in separate parties, split up a little bit. We could do that.
Good
Okay,
try.
so who's coming early and who's going late?
I think Akos would definitely be there on time because in their mind they're very much like, I appreciate the idea of being fashionably late, but the invite says 6 p.m. and we must respect the rules that are being given to us. I do not want to make the hosts feel offended by tardiness.
Who knows? They might be uptight about that. I mean, there's a point.
Also,
I don't really-
Argyle knows nothing about parties, so if it says show up at 6, he's gonna be like, yeah, you know, that's what they want, and, you know.
Oh, there's the parties then. Me and Mal don't give a fuck about being late.
On brand.
Yeah, no, I like it. I love it.
Enter the party. Where's the dance floor?
Hawk arrives already drunk, falling over things. Let's go, party's right.
Am I late? Sorry. I think
so
that's when
much
they
for
escort us
gaming.
out.
I'm not late. The party was just early. That's all.
Who throws a party at 6? Like,
I feel like as well, I mean, DM, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like because Akos has been spending a lot of time with her noble patron, that she kind of doesn't want to turn up in armor. She wants to turn up well dressed, but not in armor, because it's like, she's kind of gotten used to the idea of, like, you know, these people who come and go, and there's lots of merchant connections and whatnot going on, and maybe
No,
she's
that's-
like
that's
witnessed a
perfectly
few
okay.
things. Yeah, I think very
Oh,
much.
right, you know how the nobles dress? And
Yeah.
stuff like that. I have no idea.
I believe, Argyle, that we should go buy you some new clothes. Maybe something with a dicky bow tie.
Meanwhile, Hawk looks a beast. You
Did
mean
you
the
hear
armor comes
that-
off? It's not permanent? Shit.
The armor comes off. Yeah,
I
just
just
wear like a long coat that's like torn and singed, and I'm like, you know, yeah, it's probably right. It's good.
I just want to see a kobold dressed with a dicky bow
Good
tie.
time.
Okay, well then,
Yeah.
yep. You know,
And if all else fails, I enlist the help of 2 other kobolds, and we get a trench coat.
Trench coat, yeah.
okay, well, you go off and you make Argyle the best looking kobold there is, with little dicky bow.
Yeah, it's got a vest and like nice dress pants and like a little bow tie.
What kind of bow tie?
Argyle, it's up to you, Argyle. Would you prefer to be in kobold form, or would you like to come in a disguise form?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, he's been to Waterdeep before, so
Mhm.
like, I don't know.
Because,
He
you know,
has been to
we
Waterdeep,
really-
it's specifically in kobold form, so I don't know. Like, that might be kind of weird here, but
Because it will depend, you know, we really need to ensure that Taylor gets the correct sizing.
oh,
Also,
yeah, that is true.
I
And then he did, like, you
I
know,
would point out the fact that we are trying to not draw too much attention to ourselves, though.
mhm.
So, just so it makes a little bit more sense, the invites are addressed to you. User known as, you know, basically, the invites say they have your names and title. So you are currently the Waterdeep Council representation, and notably, Dragon Slayers.
Also, I don't think I was in disguise when we met with the council, so like, that is another thing to think about. Fuck it, kobold in a dress suit. Let's go.
Also, in my mind, like, I'm thinking if some of us, because I know you're saying we don't want to draw too much attention, but if some of us are drawing attention, that means there may potentially be a blind spot for others.
That is true.
well, I hope you brought your dancing shoes.
Okay. So, 6 o'clock. Akos and Argyle arrive. You can see that some older guests arrive also quite early in order to, as you hear the whispers, dust off the best refreshments and be off home to bed before an unsightly hour. This is really set.
You arrived with the old people.
I'm an oldie.
Mhm. Oh,
So,
so on brand.
all of the mansion's windows are brightly lit. You can hear laughter from inside. The merry good mood is supported by the popping of corks and... Hold on. Just realised I have a scene for this. So, outside, the merry mood is supported by the popping of corks and ringing of glasses. Outside, the rain pours. It's a typical rainy day in Waterdeep, or rainy evening in Waterdeep, and thick clouds obscure tonight's full moon. The flickering lanterns hang from an iron fence which encloses the mansion's gardens, and a stern person clad in oilskin stands next to the garden gate. And every now and then, a carriage arrives and new guests make their way inside with much pomp and ceremony. Your invitations. Very miserable looking butler. I don't know what you call them. Manservants stands there with two
Could
guards.
just be the doorman.
Right, doorman, gate man.
Akos will hand over their invitation.
Akos. Oh. And then he then kind of looks confused, looks down, and Argyle, and then kind of brackets, maybe in kobold form. Oh, interesting. Well, Mistress Akos and
Just on the invitation.
Master Argyle, enjoy festivities. And he steps kind of aside and not ushers you along, but as you can see, the next carriage has arrived and he's kind of, moved his focus on.
Cool.
So as you just walk
yeah.
into the foyer
Okay.
and banquet hall, you can see that there's impressive suits of armor and colourful tapestries line the walls of this room, and the floor is covered by a thick red carpet. Two servants then come over and take your outdoor coats and take them to a closet coat room. While they're doing that, you notice that there's 4 beautiful crystal chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, casting reflections across the room, and a long banquet table and dozens of chairs are arranged in the center of the room, and sideboards laden with snacks and drinks all along everywhere. And just there's quite a few guests congregating here and there, and you can hear the chatter, the laughter, and the merriment going on.
Argyle, shall we go have a look at the snacks quickly whilst we observe the people in this room?
Yes, I believe we should. I am 100% taking my leave from you here. I have never been to a party.
You're doing
Just
wonderfully.
FYI. I was...
You're doing wonderfully. I mean, you can like completely tell me if I'm wrong here, but in my head, I'm just imagining Argyle is like trying to be like very prim proper.
No, 100% like try. It's like partially like you can tell when he panics because he does this a lot, but he's like internally panicking, but he's like trying to keep it down. He's like using like a bunch of big words and like he's trying to fake it real hard, but it's not it's not quite there yet.
do you know a fun word to use when something is very confusing or you think other people are not with it? Is discombobulate a great word to use?
Yes, well, I'm quite discombobulated myself.
I'm
As
gonna
you
go
do.
into-
Quite.
I'm gonna go to the table and like pass some snacks down to Argo. But like, there you go.
Yep.
Can I make
Those
a like perception
Stress
check?
eating.
Absolutely. What are we looking for?
I kind of want to see if we can spot like the family. Like, even though we may not know what they look like yet, it's going to be. I imagine it would be pretty obvious to guess who is
Like
the host.
they give off a vibe, yeah.
Where's my perception gone? There it is. Ooh, 22.
Okay, so why have I not been given a description? Description of everyone else but the moon. Oh, wait, no.
Speak it up.
No, I have a description. So you do catch, there's a few interesting people who do catch your eye. Situated at the beginning, close to the entrance, is a human man. Looks to be late to maybe mid-60s. A big bushy kind of orange beard. You can see that his moustache flicks out in a way. It's still thick, dark auburn hair, cut neatly. In contrast to this like bushy beard, he has what looks to be like a bearskin cloak wrapped around him, and he's talking with two other gentlemen who you don't quite recognize, but this man kind of gives the air of authority. You know, he's comfortable here, and so you can make a rough guess that is Arnold. Beside him is a slender woman, her hair up in the recent kind of hot fashion take that you've recognized that Veronica has talked about. Hairstyle in Waterdeep, it's all up, adorned with flowers and little curls that kind of just frame her face. And she's dressed in like a purple velvet dress and golden ruffles, and she holds a fan. She's just gently fanning herself, kind of just looking around herself. And as per the kind of description you got, is a little girl with the same kind of long red auburny hair, kind of pink little fluffy dress, close by with what looks like a big bowl of ice cream, kind of just keeping close eye on the woman. As you also look around the room, you're taken aback to see Volo Thump Gedram, or as we all know him, Volo, sorry.
Oh, this fucker.
Or as we all know him, Volo. Human male, he is there flaunting about and being very grand in his very brightly colored clothes and cloak, and you know, you kind of hear him before you see him, and you're like, okay.
Would the correct adjective here be to say that he is peacocking?
Essentially.
Okay.
It's Volo. He's 100%.
I can't remember if Akos has actually met Volo or not. I'm not sure if Akos has met Volo yet.
We would have maybe heard of.
Yeah.
Definitely heard of. I would say Argyle's like most likely at least got some of his books. So there's like a little portion of him like fangirling.
Just
a little.
Just a little.
A little. Like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
You do see also off kind of on her own another woman, another female human, appears to be in her mid-40s. She's about 6.5 feet tall, has a dark complexion, wears a deep blue robe with nutwood buttons. Her long black hair is arranged in silver clasps. She has a face of a person who is in constant state of mild boredom.
It's me.
This matches the description given to you by Vivian. Okay, let us go back up. This is not. So, about 2 hours later, Hawk and
We got
Mal.
lost.
Hawk and Mal arrive.
I didn't think it was
Meanwhile,
going to
I've
be
just been-
that fashionably late.
No, that's very Jesus.
That's very late.
The carriage broke. Like,
I've just been like whispering to Akos, like, do you think it would be too gauche to ask for an autograph? I'm totally talking about Volo. Is that like, you know, I don't want to come off as like too.
I believe that type of person will gladly not only give you an autograph, but will also regale you with tales of what they have
Me?
done. No, don't worry. I don't think you have to. No.
No, you don't have to get into it.
I was
It's
sitting
fine.
like, wait a minute, do I even know any Volvos?
Like, don't call me out like this. Wait.
I need to know these stories. I need to know them all now.
Actually, before
DM.
before Mal and Hawk arrive, yeah, we've got to do that. So you hear ding, 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 and the man that you suspected was Arnold steps forward. I welcome you to our home, where you are amongst friends. Please enjoy the food, drink, mingle, talk, business or otherwise. Oh, and then before I forget, I have a few surprises for later, but I won't spoil them now. And he raises his glass and he goes, to my son, Liam, may he, I don't know, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, I guess.
Okay, 2 hours
Great
later.
speech. Love it. Great speech.
meanwhile, on the way there, I'm saying to Hawk, I'm sure those two will have scouted entrances, exits, best hiding spots. I'm sure they're on it. So when we arrive,
Well,
we're
as
gonna
you
have
walk in,
scouted
you
the
see me-
whole premise.
You see
They're
Volo
generally the more-
talking my ear off.
They're generally the more sort of sensible ones when it comes to stuff like that. So yeah, definitely they'll have
They,
it all.
they are very
scoped out.
responsible. So I think when
Mm.
we arrive, the whole thing is gonna be scouted, mapped
We might-
out.
We might not even need to do anything. We could arrive and leave straight away. They might have done it all already.
We might even have the possibility to mingle the whole evening. Who knows? Because they've done the work.
So, when you arrive, there's not so much as a presence to welcome people, obviously, because most guests arrive on time. So the outside isn't guarded. That would leave you standing in.
Could I? So there's no one really about the front of the house.
There's not really.
Could I do a quick? I have detect magic. Could I cast detect magic and just do a quick scan of the house just to see, just looking at windows and
So what I will
just
say,
casual glance.
to the best of my knowledge, currently, you sense no magic.
That's right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So the best of my knowledge, currently, you sense no magic.
I will mark that off. Okay.
Well, you do notice that you're in the kind of the front garden. You can see that east of the mansion, there it expands into more of a garden. That looks like it's enclosed with an iron fence. And a
Is
gate.
there any guests wandering around the garden or anything that we can see,
Not
or
that
is that
you-
just
Not that you can see from there.
Is there a way to the garden? Like, is there a wee path or something?
Yes,
Or have
that's
I got to
what I
like
was saying.
jump a
There's
fence?
a path leading east. So the east side of the mansion, as you make your way, you do see two doors. Excuse me.
Meanwhile, I straighten up like my posture and everything. It's like Hunger Games. Chins up, smiles on. And now we're going.
So yeah,
It's the mahogany.
so the east side of the mansion, right? I do have a map. It's not the best map in the world. So I will put it up.
See, I knew they would draw a map out of it.
It's not the best map in the world, though. So this is the first floor. And I'm guessing that this is how... See, it just makes sense. Maybe this is...
How many floors are there?
Hold on a minute. I may actually not have it
Is
on
it
the
a-
ground floor.
Is it a 2 or 3 floor kind of building?
Oh, wait. I don't actually have you on the ground floor. I think it's like 3 floors.
Okay.
Hold on. I don't think that is correct. No, apparently it is. Like I said, the map makes no sense, so I was thinking maybe you could just, as best theater of mind it.
Use my imagination? Don't be
In my
silly.
imaginary game?
Imagination game? How dare you?
Oh my god! What
It had
an
everything
absurd
laid out for
request.
us. Oh.
Next, you're gonna tell me I have to make up a personality. So,
Anyway.
Here's how I have to make a character.
Wait, we're making
I have to-
we're making personalities up?
I don't
You
know.
guys have
With these
personalities?
demands these days.
Anyway, so as you kind of walk towards this iron gate, you do see that one guard on the first door you come across. There is one guard that stands sentinel over it. As you continue going, you can see that just on further there is a second door that is unguarded.
And there's not really any people apart from that guard standing at the other door,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm not even going to try to be sneaky about it. I'm going to walk over to the other door.
Okay.
Look, remember with these things, just act like you belong. What's the
Like-
worst they can do? You can't go here, sir?
No, like seriously, I've never been here before. I'm just going to go through a door I've never been in. So I'm going to try this door. Is it open?
Okay. It is
I
unlocked.
still have detect magic up, by the way. Just
Yeah,
'cause
no,
I
the
think
door is unlocked.
Okay.
So this door. Okay, go on.
No, I was just gonna say I'll open the door.
Okay. This, as you open the door, you're hit with the delicious smells of all foods and a heat that only a kitchen could bring. It is a very busy kitchen. There's personnel in and out, suppliers going in and out out of doors at frequent intervals. Drinks arriving over the court, drinks taken up, refills. At the other side of the kitchen, there is another guard who's kind of just checking things off infrequently. This kitchen is equipped with everything a cook needs to satisfy a large crowd. Cooking tools of various shapes and sizes are strewn across the room, and judging from the smell, several kettles and ovens containing delicious foods.
So I'm guessing all of the cooks and the waiters that are coming in and out all wear their own like suit, their own looking, like a chef outfit and like a waiter outfit.
Yes.
I don't suppose there's any of that sort of stuff. Like I know there's a guard sort of sitting around, but I will like step in and sort of glance around. Can I see any like, so in case I want to dress up as a waiter for some reason?
Huh?
Put it over my armor. No one will know.
Yeah, I would say right in the back there is what seems to be a smaller room, a bathroom, and you can see that there is what looks to be a uniform as such. However, this uniform does have a little bit of a little damp. It smells fruity. Clearly being changed into because it's had some sort of wine spilt onto it.
I will, as nonchalantly as I possibly can, walk over to it, grab it, and like try to like tuck it away quickly.
Make a sleight of hand check.
I don't think I've ever done sleight of hand before. Hang on. Sleight of hand. Oh, good. I get a plus nothing. 14.
Okay, everyone in the kitchen's super busy. No one notices you. However, you do hear a rather fat man with a glowing red beard. Kind of look over and go, "What are you fucking doing? We've got things to get up here. Come on!"
Oh, sorry, I just walked into the wrong place. I'm sorry. I will get out now. I will
Very
leave.
stressed, big chef. Mal, what are you doing?
I'm watching Hawk entertain himself because I'm entertained. I was just like, I wonder where this is gonna go. Have you been to these things before?
I was dragged a couple of times by my adopted father, but we didn't go to too many things like this, so not really. Nothing just this fancy. Sound fancy-ish, but not this fancy. Have you?
My adoptive father dragged me to these things too, more often than one. But I would say, relax on the disguise. Just act like you belong here. What's the most privileged noble you've ever met? Act like that one.
So
sometimes guards will not stop you just because they don't want to mess with
So Mal is interrupted
nobility.
by a clap. We serve dinner! And you can see the servers who now Hawk has... did you change into it yet, or...?
No, well, the idea was I was going to put it away and leave, and
Right.
because I don't know what I'm doing
Okay.
or where I'm going
I'm
right
just
now.
making sure.
So
So you see all these servers, they're in like the full kind of tight tuxedo kind of sharp dress, come up it, pick up plates and such, and are now in a line leaving the kitchen. Um, at this point, Akos and Argo, you would be seated at one of the very large tables, ready to get food. Um, once the last guests are seated, Arnold and Liam address you. They go on and on and on, a big old long toast thanking, each family for being here, and it seems to go on for ages. Um, the Rutherford family, the Trundleman family, um, their dear family friend Volovamp. It goes on for a while. And after what feels like an eternity, a small army of servants enter the room and fill the tables with exotic foods and drinks.
I suppose we'll have made our way to the proper entrance and be going in. I'm guessing, unless Mel wanted to do something different.
Mm. We heard the dinner announcement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other guests around, or is it just
In the kitchen,
that?
no. All
Like,
what's left in the kitchen at the moment is the chefs and
yeah.
people plating
I
up
would
the
say we're
next.
moving like out of the kitchen, but like, are there any guests that are like not in the dinner room?
No, most guests would be seated at now.
It could
Uh,
actually be a good time to explore then, I suppose, but no.
Are there any drinks we can grab?
Well, going past you, there would be obviously people with trays of drinks.
I'm gonna grab two out of that and be like, hold this, and act like
Right.
you're having a good time and you're having the walk of your life exploring this beautiful estate. Because, yeah,
Okay.
you don't want to walk in while a noble's giving a speech. We
We
won't be
could
able
go
to get out of there.
exploring other rooms with the guise of, in case someone finds us, that we were looking somewhere quiet to have fun in parties, which happens pretty frequently. So we could wander around, try to find a
can.
quiet spot.
Or if you see guards, always admire the architecture. And make up a place where you saw it before. You'd be surprised how many times that works.
I will keep that in mind. I suppose we'll go. Granted, so you said this map isn't the right map.
I don't know, to be honest. It's really difficult to figure out.
Well, we'll not go into the dinner hall then. We will go
Okay.
exploring another way, whatever other ways there may be.
I will. I'm trying to get up. Okay, so yous would have been in. So if I bring that map back up, okay. Oh, that map's there. Just I haven't clicked on it. So if I bring that map up, you would be in room 3 at the moment. This apparently is the kitchen. So yes, you would be in room 3, which is the kitchen.
Wait, so room 4 was the one where he found the piece of clothing?
Room 4 would be a storeroom, yes. So yeah, essentially, I think you guys would be in the storeroom still. Oh, I can't move yous.
What, in here?
Yeah. I would say essentially you guys would be in the storeroom. So, in the storeroom, large cabinets in the storeroom are stuffed with various goods and exotic decorations, and even the tops of the cabinets are burdened by folded tapestries and boxes and covered statues.
We could go upstairs and
Sure.
see what's up there.
Let's
Are
do it.
you capable of sending message? Is that a thing that you can do?
No.
No. So we have no way of contacting the other
No.
group. Shit. Right.
To be
Okay.
honest, I think at some point we probably like Akos and Argar probably would have been like, we should probably. I mean, do you want to send a message to just to find out where you are? Because it's kind of like 2 hours later, and we're like, where are they?
Right,
happened
right.
to
I feel
them?
like I got caught up with Vola for a little bit, and then we had, the whole dinner, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah, that's a good point. And I sent a message.
Just let them know that we're about to
Vaguely
have something to
out.
eat. I don't want them to think
Right.
that we're trying to hoard the good food from them.
Right, I'm just trying to get to Hawk. I don't know where he is, but it could be anywhere within 120 feet. So
I'm in the house, so
yeah,
I'm guessing it should be.
but so in your head you just hear, so you guys here yet? What's going on? Everything good? It's been quite a while. We're starting to get a little worried here.
We're in the
response.
building. We're in the building. We're going up to the second floor. We're going up the stairs. In the first floor. Having
Okay,
you
and
look
then I would
about.
let you know that I would let you know that they're here. They said they're going to check out the second floor.
Okay. Excellent. Out of interest, can obviously in the room we're in, is the staircase visible from where we are? Can that be seen?
You can see obviously the the double doors that would lead out further into the mansion. I would reckon during your mingling, you probably wouldn't have passed by the doors, so you would know that that would be like a like stairway, a grand stairway as such.
Okay, Argyle, just let them know that at the moment the main occupants are in this area, so they should be clear for extra explorations. We can try to ensure people stay in this area.
All right. I'll just send all of that dog. It's like everyone's in here. You're good to go poke around a little bit. Let us know if you want any backup. We'll keep it tight down here for a while.
I'm just thinking,
Respond to
how
this
are we
message.
gonna let you know if we need to back up?
Well, I can imagine
That's
it's not
a-
exactly
you know
going to be a
what?
quiet thing.
Explosions!
Yeah,
Ba-boom!
yeah. Maybe, yeah. Make
Hear a
some noise,
thud.
start stomping and yeah.
Do some thaumaturgy.
We just smell smoke and it's not coming from the kitchen. Okay, we need to go.
So, are you happy enough to just sit and eat, or are we going to be doing anything else? While
Well,
at
I
the
was going to
dinner table?
ask. Well, I was going to ask whilst at the dinner table. I'm assuming we're not exactly too close to the birthday boy and the dad and the mum.
Would say that you were just about halfway mid-table, so
Okay.
not too
Would
far
there
away.
I'd just be intrigued if there's like a bit of a, because normally at these type of events you get, these busybodies and these nosy people who have ill intentions. Because my plan in my head would be to, like in a stage whisper, just be commenting on like how splendid this is, and it's so good to see that a family doesn't get discouraged by reputations of their patrons, of their fathers' misdeeds and accusations, to try to see if it's gonna like stir up any gossip and trouble.
Oh, you're trying to stir the pot a little bit.
Yeah. Just to stir the pot, just to kind of, be like, okay, I really want people to kind of be distracted in case anything happens upstairs that may make people be like, oh, why is there that noise coming from upstairs? That maybe they'll be a bit too focused on trying to do maybe potential damage control to rein it back into, oh, but let's focus on Liam's birthday.
Right. It's like, see if there's any,
Or
spread some hot goss.
Yeah, that, or potentially just talking about, well, it's so good to see the birthday boys here. It's so hard to have him pinned down. Well, because I hear he's normally the one pinning people down, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So, sitting.
It's like roll for gossip.
Roll for scandal.
But I really want to do it in a way that is like, it's not, they don't really hear it, but like the gossip mongers at the table who fucking thrive off of this.
So sitting ahead of you, you can see there is a young gentleman. He looks like he's a bit flushed in the cheeks, and during the speech, you notice they just rolling his eyes at every opportunity. He's like.
So he's a teenager, is what you're saying. Okay, got it.
And he goes, these absolute, they're just so full of themselves, They think they're so high and mighty, and they're just not that important, just because they have trades and such. And do you know what I mean?
Surprised they were able to keep their trade after those accusations were flying around.
Exactly. Claims. Did you hear? Yep. Their grandpappy, they dealt in slavery, and I heard, that, what was it, say it again? But yeah, they're not nice people, and with like, kind of couple of, feet down, Argyle, you would know this gentleman is, Heimar Orlon, the Waterdeep's captain of the guard, and he was like, "Oh, now," kind of puffs out his chest a little bit, again a little bit flushed from the wine. And he goes, "None gin, Antiost. If you're gonna be up to no good, I'd suggest you be leaving this here party." No, I am on my best behavior. I am just.
Indeed you are. I can see this.
Exactly. See, I am on my best behavior.
I know. Do you know what? Don't worry. He's probably, as a captain of the guard, he's probably just a little bit on edge. He's probably caught the birthday boy in one too many compromising positions.
That birthday, Liam. Did you know Liam? He likes to sneak out, and he goes to the Trollskull Manor. He likes to take some of the, the good stuff.
The good stuff?
With that, you can hear everyone's kind of going, oh, and
Good stuff?
their ears are pricking.
Yeah. And I'm gonna, oh my god, can I do, let me see, is this something I can do? Oh no.
I'm living for this, by the way.
I'm just looking to see if, like, I mean, this is up to you, because it's not something you can do with thaumaturgy, but would it be possible to try to use thaumaturgy? I mean, I'm going to let you roll to enhance his voice to make it even louder.
than
yeah.
what it actually is.
We'll do that,
especially
yeah.
when he's talking about the good stuff
Yeah.
involving
So
Liam.
just with that, you hear the good stuff. You know, it does kind of. It's not the fact that his voice gets louder. It just seems like everything hushes down. You know, and I had to move off the guy's name. And just as Nungen kind of says, "Hey," and that Liam one, he likes the good stuff, and everyone just kind of looks around as everything just goes quiet, kind of, you know.
I've
With
totally
that,
been in moments like that. Sucks. But
with that kind of, you know, you can see awkwardly, Liam stands up, and he walks because he's on the same side of the table with Nungen. He walks over. He goes, "Nungen, my dear friend. Seems to me that you've been quite heavy on the wine tonight. Here, let me, yeah, let me show you some of our finer collections of wine." And he kind of clicks his finger. Liam clicks his fingers. He goes, "Would you take Nungen to this the study? Not the study. The living area. Get him comfortable with some of our finest wine." And he kind of looks down at Akos, and he sees Akos, and he smiles, and he has this really handsome but boyish smile about him. Doesn't tell me much about Liam. Oh, sorry if he was being disruptful. Nothing worse than someone spoiling one's meal. Can I get you anything?
I am perfectly content at the moment. Thank you so much for rescuing me from such a awkward situation. It is so hard to stop people sometimes when you do not wish to cause offense, especially at an event of someone who has such a wonderful day ahead of them. But thank you so much for your kind offer. And she kind of does this little head bow and smiles back.
It is my pleasure. I am Liam Garin, and if I'm not mistaken, and he looks at both of you, he regards you both. You are. Puts his hands together and goes, still trying to pull the, you know, the names out of his head. Akos and Argal. You are the council, Waterdeep Council's representatives. You're the ones looking into the recent dragon uprisings. Oh, I'd very much like to hear of your adventures. Maybe after the meal you would join me and tell me of your adventures.
An absolute pleasure.
Well then, I look forward to it. I will seek you out after my father has bent my ear further. He does a little small bow, whispers into one of the manservants, who kind of gives a bit of a nod, and he goes, you know, again nods his head towards you both, and recedes back to his table. Okay.
Well, Argyle, we may be able to get some information out of him later.
Okay, so back to Hawk and Mal, you have made your way up to the... Is this the same freaking map as... It isn't. Hold on a minute. Where is my second floor?
It's burned down.
It actually burnt
ash.
down during all the fire and murders that Mal was committing. I mean, no, Mal wasn't committing any murders or fires.
You just hear maniacal laughter. Just
It's been 5 minutes and it's oh god.
Look, I wonder what they're doing.
Michael Bay
Choose
explosion
stealth.
sequence happens.
You see out of the window, somebody goes,
Figure out
ah!
how to teach
Gets
someone else
thrown
a
off the- yeah.
message.
How nice.
Second floor. Okay.
How did I end up? I shouldn't have never went anywhere near a sneaking party. How did I end up being in the sneaking party? Did this to myself as well, for God's sake.
Okay.
Lead into it. Lead
Mhm.
into it.
Mhm. My total sneaky clunk clunk as I walk around. Yep, totally.
Okay, so as you make your way upstairs, there is 2 doors. I find what I need. Room 6 and room 5. Right, I got it. I got it. So, which room are we going into?
I will go into room 6.
Okay.
I'll peek my head in.
Where the fudge did room 6 go?
Oh, sorry. Did,
Oh no, no, I
did
found
you want me to go to
it.
5
It's okay. I
instead?
found it. I found it. It's okay.
And there's an orgy.
Standard.
So
Room 5. Let's go.
It's in both rooms.
So as you kind of enter this room, several small tables, cabinets, and cots are located in this room. The walls are adorned with drawings of children, making it seem that this room houses people of all ages.
How long does your detect magic last?
10 minutes.
Mm.
It should, I suppose, maybe still be up. What does the DM say? Has it been
No,
10 minutes?
I would say it's been slightly longer.
Okay. Well then, no. No more detect magic. Seeing what's in this room, I suppose I might as well stick my head into room 5 to see what's in that room too.
Okay, so in room
While we're
5,
here.
this looks like a common room. There's a large table with several chairs, cabinets, and a piano dominates this room. And every nook and cranny is adorned with some kind of exotic trinket or memento, arranged in quite tasteful manners.
Okay. Good room to go in and bullshit about the decor, like Val was saying. Got it. What do you think, Mal? Where we'll go in?
Oh, what curiosities! And she just walks forward.
What is your passive perception, the both of you?
Currently,
Mm-hmm.
it's 11.
Passive wisdom is 15.
Okay. What about intelligence?
Oh, honey.
I think you're asking the wrong people about that one.
Me did the least intelligent ones go on that? Okay. Okay, you see
10.
nothing stands out.
Mm.
Maybe I should cast detect magic again just to make sure.
Does it up your passive perception?
And your wizard
but-
is on the bottom floor getting drunk, so
No, but if we want to take these trinkets, they may be magically protected, which is why,
Okay.
Although by the look of the DM's face, that's a stupid idea, apparently.
No, what? I feel like I was reading. I'm still reading, okay? And I'm going to be the first to admit that this is actually not as good as I was expecting it to be.
Is there like a sitting area in the room?
There is several chairs. So yeah.
Yeah, no. Never mind.
You can see that there is about 20 decorative figures on display that originate from the far south. All kind of lined up one of the far corners of the room.
It's a puzzle.
it was a video game, almost certainly that would be a puzzle. Yes.
If it was a video game and not run by me, absolutely.
They go around, start trying to move everything like a quarter clockwise to see if anything in the room
Yeah.
opens up.
But you've got to do the really crap Resident Evil push animations when you're pushing things across. You gotta
Yeah.
the slow
And when you
shoulder.
You
trigger
gotta have a
trigger
specific
something,
tool
just
first,
reload.
and then you can slide something out of them.
I would like to reload my save, thank you.
And we can't move anything in diagonals, only front and back, side to side. But does any of the trinkets look particularly valuable?
No, they all look relatively the same. Kind of, they're all kind of the same kind of figurines, but all painted ever so slightly different.
We're stupid, we don't know what's expensive.
I will do something that I did not think I was going to do ever. I will look for traps while we're inside.
I mean, if you want to roll for it.
Perception, yes.
Yeah.
Can.
I mean, there could be traps.
There
You're
could
not
be,
entirely
yes,
sure.
There very well could be traps here, I suppose.
Yeah, the one time we don't have a rogue, you know.
I'm sorry, I
Like a
didn't
bit of the-
realize this was going to be a sneaky one.
A bit of the carpets like curled up at the edge. Just like, trap! That must be a trap. That has to be a trap.
I didn't
Don't
realize it
stand
was
on
going to
that
be
curled
a
carpet.
sneaky one.
I mean, the more into the personal areas we go, the more traps we're gonna have.
The drapes
Also,
just
remember,
move
don't
slightly
step
in the
on
wind, you're like,
carpets.
trap!
I honestly really think that our party should be I feel like we are better suited to causing distractions. The others are better
now.
suited for the speaking.
You decided to be fashionably late.
Mhm. Will we try up these stairs then? Over here, 5.
Going upstairs. Okay.
So I'm guessing. Oh no, is that a different staircase then? Because I was going to go up the staircase from 5, not the middle.
5?
So, but that would still lead to 7,
It
would
pretty
it?
much,
Is
yeah.
are they connected? Yeah, well then whatever. It doesn't matter. I will look at 7 then, because that's
Okay.
technically where I'd be.
7. As you enter this room, you can see that it has like a musky smell to it. There's hundreds of books that are stored in cabinets that are completely covered walls of this room. Comfortable leather chairs in the center of the room look inviting, and small tables next to the chairs are laden with liquor bottles. Bottles?
Bottoms of liquor, love it. Argyle would love this room.
I was just gonna say there's a library, and you didn't take me. Oh, damn it.
Oh dear.
I will, just for Argyle's sake, cast my eyes over the books quickly. I know I don't know anything about books.
Do
Is there-
me a investigation check.
I want to see if any of them jump out to my stupid brain.
If any of them are like, oh, this one sounds fancy enough to be like a wizard would be into that, maybe. I don't know.
If
Okay.
it says dragon on the front of it, it's like, yes,
Yeah.
this one.
I really hope there's like a dragon like picture book for like like my first dragon pictures.
Yeah, it's like one of those like pop-up books or something. It's like, oh yeah, this is good.
18?
Oh really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fucking shocked too. So-
18. So,
He talks to you about books sometimes. You're taking some information.
so
Something must have stuck. I
um,
stepped on a book once.
after kind of, glancing around the bookshelves and such, you do see a tome. And you see that it's written by Elminster Umar. And it's just kind of like a little electrical shock into your brain. Goes, huh? I've heard that somewhere before. Yes, a tome written by Elminster Umar. I don't know what it's about. Doesn't say. And I was busy rolling for what else she would find, so hold on. So, you also find on the table an ancient brass hair clip. Apparently there is... You also find an ancient sealed amphora.
A what?
I have no idea. Amphora. Or
The real life me is too stupid to know what that is. Never mind, Hawk.
Yeah, I don't know what amphora is, so it's okay. What's an amphora? What is an amphora?
It is a type of container with a pointed bottom and the characteristic shape and
shapes.
size, which
Which
you don't
fit
like
tightly. It's a potion bottle. But I
Yeah.
don't think it's a bottle.
It's a fancy little
Yeah.
it's a little fancy way of saying it. Let's look at the images. Oh yeah, it's like it's bringing with the images. It's bringing up like Greek style vases.
Yeah, I was thinking Greek. I was like, yeah, that sounds
Fair enough. I will
about right.
I will pocket those three things.
Like a book and a vase.
These are things that everyone else will totally find interesting. Me, not so much, but everyone else, they'll totally find those interesting.
Did you pocket the book?
Yes.
Okay, that book is worth 2,000 gold pieces.
Damn.
What else did they say? The ancient
2,000 gold
The
or
hair clip and the amphora.
The amphora is 700 gold pieces, and the hair clip 600.
I was gonna say
gold
2,000 gold, or like that Dragon Age thing where it's like whoever approves of this gift, Argyle would approve of it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Approval up.
It's like, who would you like to romance? Give the idea.
Okay, so back to Argyle and Akos. As the meal concludes, and you can see that the guests have had their fill, a few loosened their belts and smoked the odd pipe. And a band of entertainers have entered the room. Arnold booked jugglers, fire breathers, and sword swallowers, as well as dancers, to encourage the less lethargic guests to move their feet.
I want to know what's Argyle gonna do when he sees the fire breathers.
I would, I do have a
Not that I'm trying to suggest you do anything.
Oh no, you're right, but I do have a spell. I mean, technically,
I mean, Argyle, have you had much wine? Roll for intoxication?
roll for how
How drunk is Argyle? Because he would have been nervous. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that.
All
How
right.
drunk are you?
No.
Roll me a
Nervous
d20.
streak.
Would that be a con save?
Yeah, it
or
would be. It would be, yeah, Constitution.
Okay, that is a 10.
Oh dear. I would say at this stage you had already drank quite a bit to get the nerve, in quick
Yeah.
concession to get the nerve to talk to Volo.
Oh, to Volo, yeah.
And you just didn't slow down. You kind of just like, okay. And then after the whole embarrassment of Liam addressing you, you were like, more drink. So now you're very kind of, let's say, euphoric. You're very happy. You are now talking to anyone who will look at you, drunk.
I've slipped into like happy, no longer have a care in the world drunk.
Yeah, you are no longer caring the world. This is Waterdeep. This is your home as well. So you kind of stepped into the. I am a proud, confident. Siri, stop listening.
Like, I am a respected member of this community. I am
Exactly.
I am the chosen of the council. I slayed a dragon.
So, with that information, what do you do with seeing these fire breathers, the jugglers, and a more upbeat music tune going through the halls?
Yeah, so I feel like Argyle sees the fire breathers and his eyes light up. And he's kind of like conspiratively like looks over to Akos and he's like, give me a second. I will like you're gonna love this. You're gonna love it. And I walk over to them.
As Argyle is like walking away, Akos is just gonna give like a good luck pat. No idea what's going on, but a good luck pat on the back whilst casting guidance.
Yeah. He's just like very like confidently striding over. Nor cast
Fireball.
it's very on brand. It's called Dragon's Breath. So I kind of pat myself on the shoulder. Then I walk over to the fire breather and I also let out this big stream of fire. Like, hey, I can do that too. Watch this.
Roll for performance.
Don't forget to add guidance.
Don't forget to add guidance.
Yeah, so that's a D4. That's good. That's nice because I'm so good at charisma-based things.
I tell you what, I will give. You can have thingy. The advantage. Is that it? I forgot how to D&D.
Oh,
That's a bit.
advantage because I'm like so confident in
No,
myself
exactly,
right now. Like I'm
because
not.
you are
There's
so-
no
yeah.
nerves.
There's no nerves, so I will give you advantage for this one.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I do love the fact that we are like the opposite. Like we needed intelligence upstairs, didn't have any. They needed charisma downstairs. You don't really have any.
It's kind of working.
Well-oiled machine, you guys.
No,
Yep, works well.
I like this. I like that we roll swap. It's kind of fun.
Makes it interesting.
Okay, yeah. With advantage, it's still just still a 10 because I get a -2. So
Okay. So, you overdo it with the flames a little bit, and the feathers on the jugglers' heads, like on their berets, catch on fire a little bit. So it's like, a bit of a faff, and you can hear Volo in the background and go, no, done. That's the spirit, which makes you even more kind of makes you realize, oh shit, kind of sink down into your little like. The momentarily of anxiety.
Well, I'm gonna just like whilst I watch this happening, I'm gonna use thaumaturgy again just to like dim the flames that are flickering, just to be like dim those down. It's like they're not going away, but at least they're a bit smaller.
There is a bit of a commotion now, kind of, but it's not disasterific,
yeah,
a
I
bit
can
of
also do the
giggles.
presentation. I can dim it down like slightly more. Like they're still there, but they're just like little embers now. It's fine. Like,
That was wonderful.
I guess I'm
Argyle.
not used to my own strength yet.
You are yes, ferocious. You are indeed a ferocious one.
Thank you. Did you know I took down a dragon?
Yes, I was there when we took down a dragon.
Oh,
I almost
yeah,
died.
That's right.
Yes. It was so much fun. Have I ever told you about what it's like to be on the brink of death? Maybe another time. Let's keep the vibes happy.
With that,
Maybe another time.
the young man Liam approaches you both, and he invites you both to withdraw with him and his father and a couple of choice men and women to a room.
Out of interest, the people who are moving to the room that we've been invited to. The room. Is Namdin the one in the
I will
blue
get
robe among them?
I will
Okay.
get that to in a wee minute. To the gentleman's library. Come to my father's library with us, and then you can regale us with your stories, and maybe not the fire breathing, Master Argyle, but maybe some other tricks.
Just out of interest, is this on the same floor? It's only
those would be
because
up the stairs.
Mike is upstairs. Okay, it's just I'm going to walk slowly with my companion, just to make sure that he's okay going up the steps. He's so excitable today, and he's had one too many. So I just want to make sure he gets up safely.
You just hear like little humming, like in the background.
And that's
like,
kind of like more of an excuse for me to like lean down a bit to Argyle and be like, please message the others to let them know we are moving upstairs.
I have a very over-exaggerated wink at this. I'm gonna message Hawk.
No, dear. please let it be gibberish.
I was like, I feel like it shouldn't be slurred because it's in his head, but it's still gonna be slurred anyway because I think that's funny. And like, hey, how's it going, buddy? Did you know you're my best friend? By the way, some guys are gonna be coming up stairs, so you better skedaddle unless you want to get,
Is there a word limit?
No, not on message, on sending, yes,
That's on
message,
sending,
no.
it is.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, unless you want to get, what was I talking about? Did you remember when we fought a dragon? That was a good time. Anyway. Goodbye.
Slowly, they make their way towards the main staircase. Mal and with that message, what are you doing?
Looking confused for a little second. Yeah, thank you. I think people are. I think people are coming up the stairs. I think. I also think they've been drinking a lot.
Of course.
I don't know where they're coming up the stairs though. They just said they were coming up the stairs. So
I mean, one of these look like central stairs, right? Like the
Yes.
middle ones. I think they just
yes.
Yeah. Well, maybe let's just act like we're admiring the stairs and the layout of this house, cause wow.
I do want to
Wowza.
see what's in room 8 though before we go anywhere else.
Would you both
Would
go
love
to
to see what's in.
the roommate then?
I would love to just stick my head in the door just to see before anyone comes up the stairs.
Well, it's just kind of lingering. You know, it is only ground floor and first. Oh, well, you're on the third floor now, so I suppose, yeah. So you do start to hear people coming up the stairs. As you stick your head into this room, you can see a lavish bed and several wardrobes mark this room as a bedchamber. A large dressing table groans under a heavy weight of jewellery that's heaped up upon it.
Okay. Are we hiding, Mal, or are
You
we
can
standing?
hear people
thing?
getting, more conversation getting louder as they reach the next floor.
Just stand on the stairs and act like we're having this intricate conversation. Just look around and
Okay.
be like,
I will do it. I will be pretending to drink my drink and looking around at the amazing architecture.
We're not smart,
You talk
okay?
about the
Oh.
buttresses. It's always a hit.
On those drapes, they remind me from drapes I've seen in Baldur's Gate before. Yeah, that's what they
Mhm.
did.
So are you
Like,
not
is
going?
this mahogany?
Are you not going into the bedchamber at all?
I stuck my head in, but I didn't go in. No.
Okay.
Now we're just on a staircase, just.
Okay. So
go-
coming up the stairs then is a small group of people, led by a man, with a bushy beard, dark red auburn hair, and bare skin, cloak, followed by. So followed by a bunch of other old men, an old-looking woman, a more stout man, a very swaying side to side, drunk young man, and then a younger man alongside Akos and Argyle. And as the gentleman leading the way stops, and he sees you, and he's like, "Oh, I think you might be lost. There's entertainment downstairs. You should."
I was just admiring the staircase. I swear I saw it somewhere in Baldur's Gate.
Yes, it was made by
That's what I was gonna say.
craftsmen.
Yes,
Best
it looks
craftsmen
it
in
looked really good. I was. Yeah.
Baldur's Gate. Yes.
Is this mahogany? Cause I hear.
No. Very well. We should be on our way, and maybe you should make your way down the stairs.
Sure. I feel like a snack.
Okay, you kind
We will go down, I suppose.
But like when we kind of do meet, like cause or an Argyle, I would still be like, oh, there you are. So like we do acknowledge that we know each other.
Just gonna have that kind of like one of those just like wide grins of hello.
Yeah,
Trying to,
we
like, work
arrived
out-
much later than we expected we would. There was problems along the way.
the young boy Liam goes, "Oh, I do hope you are well, and there wasn't many problems. I didn't see
Oh,
you
no.
at the dinner, Master Hawk
like a-
and Lady Mal. Yes, am I correct?
It's Malady. Thank you.
My apologies.
Like I said, we arrived too late. The dinner was pretty much over, I think, by the time we even got in. We were just thought we'd admire the architecture of the house while you were finishing up the meal.
Yes,
That's
these
all.
two do have a bit of a penchant for staircases and buttresses. Oh,
The
seriously,
woodwork.
once they get started
Buttresses.
on the actual architectures, I mean, you should hear them talking about Gaudi with Gaudi's integral works of how the use of nature brought inside creates such a wondrous sensation to any hallway and staircase. It's fascinating to hear, but honestly, it's better for another time. They can go on for quite a
I'm just there
while.
holding my drink. Interior design is my passion.
Well, very well.
I'm leaning in slightly to Lee, and I'll be like, one time they talked to me for 3 candle hours about it.
Oh, well, since they are a friend of Lady
Buttresses
Akos's,
is a funny word.
and Master Argyle's, please join us. Kind of leads.
Oh,
like,
how
brings
curious.
his, opens his arms to the room to join us. Join them in the gentleman's library, where for many hours, really, Liam just kind of quizzes you on your adventures and how it began. So to answer the question, so the drunk young lad who's a little bit more sobered up now, Nungeon from the dinner, the
None of your business.
the Waterdeep's captain of the guard is present, along with Liam's mother Miriam. Oh no, sorry. They stay in room 2, so they stay back downstairs. That's my bad. So in this room, yeah, basically, as you said, Arnold then announces, "This is Liam, my son, and he is going to be my successor. Tonight is all about him." He's mostly talking to his business partners, but you know, he's kind of making this big old long speech. You can see in his cheeks he is also quite merry. Liam kind of monopolizes you all, to be honest, in terms of your time. You know, really interested in, you know, that time, that because, you know, you said you died? You nearly died? What was it like? Were you scared?
How old is he?
I'm gonna say he's about 21.
It's too cold to be scared, to be honest.
And I would very much like to meet your dog. Father won't let us get any animals. He says that keeping an animal, they should be free. I'd love to have my own canine friend.
Well, they do come with responsibility. Not just all fun and play. You have to look after them.
It's such a funny story. We sort of adopted ours after we killed its parents.
True story.
Oh,
True story.
I also heard you were at the fall of Elturel. That must have been dreadfully scary.
Hellish, you would say.
I feel got pulled down. Yeah, we've seen it.
So after you know, a couple of hours, that there is a tap on the door, and the doors ceremoniously open, and a troupe of exotic dancers enter, and they wave their body, much to Liam's dismay. He both looks horrified, but also in a boyish, childish way. He's very kind of blushing a bit. You know,
Horrified, but he's not looking away.
That's exactly, yes. Horrified, but he's
Right.
not looking away. So they're all kind of seductively
This is
moving.
awful. Staring right at him.
And you can see the older gentlemen are pleased in their chant. You know, yeah, you know, it all becomes quite, you know, and the focus is very much on these exotic dancers.
I think an attempt to try to make Liam feel a little bit more comfortable or to kind of distract a little bit, because it just popped into my head thinking about when they're like, oh, how was your death, sort of thing. I think Akos would ask the classic question of, have you considered your funeral rites? You know, it's never too soon to consider how you wish to be dealt with via your deity. It's something I implore all people to consider and to have ready.
He
You never know when the unexpected will happen.
trying to listen to you, but at the same time, he's like, the funeral, right? I haven't. Much.
You don't want to be a wandering ghost for all eternity now, trust me, it's not all fun.
No, I suppose not. It's definitely something to consider.
I think Hawk wants to move into the corner of a room and keep an eye out. I feel like all this dancers and moving into stuff, it's made him uncomfortable, but not in the there's sexy stuff. I feel like this could be the chance of someone trying to do something. So I'm gonna try to like keep my eyes up. Can I see the door to the bedroom from where we are? Where are we?
Door would be closed now.
I know, but I'm just. Can I see the door? Kind
You
of
can
thing.
see the door, yes, but you know the.
Huh.
So, I haven't got everyone up.
No, no,
Essentially, you'll be in here now.
Yeah, I'll position myself in such a way where I can keep a close eye on the door and sort of stay with my back to the wall.
Is that an additional staircase in the top left-hand corner of the room?
I believe so.
I think that's a way up. Like it's up into this room. I think so. It's a way down
Okay.
technically, because the floor below had a staircase that was there. I think.
Right, okay.
So where would you be? Close to the door, about here, then, Hawk?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Also, wasted Argyle 100% tries to join.
Mal is just sitting in the chair, leaning back. She tries to not mix business with pleasure, but she's acting like she belongs.
Packos will just stay where they are and just be like, go with the flow. Nobles do what nobles do.
Just act like this is a regular Saturday. Just sitting, being like, okay, this is what we do now.
And do you know what? I am going to read on. So that we're going to take a quick break, I think.
Cool.
Just for
We can watch these exotic dancers for longer.
Yep, we're gonna watch.
Where's
the
our
exotic
dancers for the break?
Okie dokie. So we left you looking and watching the exotic dances. Hawk, you're by the door, and everyone else is kind of just focused and talking and trying not to stare, but enjoying the vibe. When suddenly, the doors kind of open, and two guards run in. One of the guards steps towards Arnold and whispers in his ear. And Arnold then kind of straightens up and goes, "We can't be having that." And he leaves and follows the guards. With that, Liam kind of gets distracted and he goes, excuse me. And he withdraws and follows after his father.
Where are they leaving to? What door
So
are they going out?
They left the door closest to you, and they are heading down the spiral stairs.
So that staircase in the corner, is that upstairs or downstairs?
Well,
I thought it was downstairs.
That one I don't rightly know. Hold on. So that leads downstairs now.
Okay.
The spiral staircase leads up to another floor.
That's the direction they went.
They went down.
Went down.
Who else is in the room with us still?
So
Yes, the dancers and stuff.
so there's the dancers, a couple of old guys and an old woman, who are still talking really among themselves. Yeah. They're still kind of enjoying the exotic dances and talking amongst themselves, drinking and smoking cigars.
I'll walk over to the rest of the group and sort of in a low voice say this might be a good time for us to have a wander around. See if we can see what we need to see.
I'd be inclined to agree with you.
So I'll start heading towards the spiral staircase up,
Okay.
going up as well.
Going up. Okay. What is everyone else doing?
Wait, what? They were in the bedroom at some point and then they walked out?
So they were in the same room that you were in. You're currently in the
Mhm.
gentleman's library. Okay?
Mhm.
2 guards came in, kind of closely whispered towards Arnold, and he left. And then the son, Liam, shortly followed after. So they went downstairs.
Mhm. I guess I'm gonna go up too.
Okay. What is it?
I think I'm gonna head towards the other door. Just nonchalant make my way in that direction.
Room 7?
Towards towards the room
Room
8. 'Cause we're in room 7.
Yeah, towards room 8, so towards the bedroom.
Yeah, so I'm like gonna very nonchalant be stood by
Okay.
that door, waiting for an opportune moment to.
Well, in all fairness, no one's really paying. They're all kind of enthralled in their own thing.
The answers are real good. What can you
Well,
do?
the partners are busy talking business, and the old woman just kind of she's there sipping on her port. She is very merry. She's just kind of not entirely all there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
going up the stairs.
Let's quickly have a peek
Where's my?
before
We're
they
back as
sneak.
the best duo for sneaking around. Yes.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Did you make your way
Perceptive,
upstairs?
intelligent.
The stairs end into like a small kind of circular room. You can see that a small refuge has been established here. There's food, small like cask of water, a wooden chest filled to the brim with toys, and a little bedroll and the modern ship. And you can see that frequently habited. But you also hear a and then nothing.
I am going to cast my detect magic again.
Okay. Done. No magic no magic detected.
Do I know where the direction that little sound came from?
Well, it's only really a little kind of circular room. So general, you can. It would be like a cone of directly in front of you, so it's definitely somewhere in your line of sight. It's quite dark in here, though. You can see that there is a few toys around the.
Milo, have you got night vision? Can you see in the dark?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, as you're looking
Perhaps you
around the
better.
room, you do see a little bit of movement, kind of duck behind what looks like an overly stuffed large teddy bear, of dark red hair. And a
I'm just
pretty
gonna try to.
fluffy pink dress.
I'm gonna try to whisper. I think this one's on you. There's what appears to be a child there, so I would just see if anyone's coming.
Okay.
Look, you're up.
I'll go. I'll go over and I'll get down on my knees. Hello. You. My name's.
Hello.
What's your name?
I'm Lily.
Hello, Lily. You spend a lot of time up here?
This is my lookout.
Oh.
I like to spend time up here when the clouds aren't in the sky. I like to watch Waterdeep at night.
That sounds fun. Sure, it looks very pretty.
It really, really isn't. I like it here. But it was too busy, and the strange man was bugging Mother. So I came up here to get away from it all. Are you up here to get away from it all too?
Yes, we're not big fans of large crowds of people, and they're all very loud, and oh, I don't like many of them very much. So I thought I'd come up here and have a look around.
Do you want to see the stars? I can show you the
I would
stars. And she kind of
I would
clambers
love
up
to
and
see the stars.
she pushes her toys out the way of a big like a big Victorian ledge window, and she throws open the window, and the cool night air. It stopped raining, and the clouds have started to disperse. And you can hear like a wooden box fall. She moves the toys away, and she stands and she looks at it and she goes, "That star up there, that's the North Star." And Daddy says if you follow that North Star, it takes you all the way to Icewind Dale. It's really cold there. And from here,
Who's your daddy, by the way? Just out of
my dad.
you just said you
my daddy. He's the head of this house.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this was your house. I'm sorry we intruded.
Oh, it's okay. I like making friends. I don't have many friends. The people tend to stay away from us because nasty rumors. That's what Daddy says anyway. But I like to stay here. It's nice.
You said there was a nasty man that was bugging your mother.
Yeah. He was being rude at dinner time. He was telling Mommy that she should run away with him. That Daddy wasn't good for her. And Uncle someone. And Uncle
Bob.
Uncle Peep Up, Steve.
And Uncle Olong was getting quite cross. And they started shouting and something about having a jewel. But why would he have a jewel? I mean, they're like pretty and such. I don't know.
Perhaps you could point out some more stars for me, though. I would like
Oh,
that.
that one up there. That one's. What's that one? That one's a lion. And that one is over there. That one is
What-
Bahamut.
While that's going on, I'll sort of look over to Mal and sort of motion as you should have a look around. I'll distract
And
her.
Pink
in
Panther
the middle
theme
of
starts
this,
playing.
you also hear in your head, "Where did you guys go? You're missing my dance."
Wait, are you dancing now?
No, I said when you said like the dancers came in, I was like, oh, he 100% tries to join that and just messes up the vibe. But he's having a good time.
It's so wholesome.
Okay, so Mal, roll me a investigation check.
Oh boy, here we go. Thoughts and prayers?
Oh,
I rolled a 3 for a total of 3.
Oh, jeez. Well done.
I
Still on
got
form, I
this.
see. Still on form.
I
Opposite
got
day,
this.
3 is actually really high.
I'm just thinking that I'm missing out the dancers while I'm doing this. It's like, god damn it. This is why we can't have nice things.
Okay. Okay.
And this is the one thing I liked about the party, and I can't even go. Ugh.
Ugh.
Okay.
It finally started to be a cool party, and
Akos, what are you up
yeah.
to? We will find out what Mal finds.
I'm going into room 8. I am using the distraction of people being distracted to be like, oh, let's pop my head in here, see what's going on around in this situation.
Okie dokies. So, as you enter this room for the first time, you see a lavish bed and several wardrobes. You recognize as the bedchamber. A large dressing table groans under the heavy weight of jewelry that is heaped upon it. It seems to be the master bedroom.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Akos is going to go towards the jewelry because, like, hey, we're looking for a jewel, apparently.
Oh.
I don't know if this jewel is meant to be on a giant worm or if it's just the name of the jewel is the giant worm's eye. But
from Vivian's description, it is just a giant red ruby that has just the look of a dragon's eye.
Okay. So I'll go to the heaving pile of jewels and investigate.
You rummage through the jewels and you estimate that there's a good couple of nice ivory brooches, some pearls, some beautiful Bulgarian glass beads and such, but no rubies or anything like that.
It was a long shot anyway. I'd probably give a scan around the room just to see if I could notice anything that.
Okay. Give us
just notice anything that's like.
It's an investigation check.
Yeah. A 7.
Okay. Let's see what you can see. So yeah, you scan around the room, and on the bedside table, in plain sight, there is what looks to be a jewelry box.
I'll have a little check in the jewelry box. I mean, it's a long shot that it'll be in the jewelry box, but hey, you never know. Maybe they're like, this is.
Jewelry box is locked. But beside the jewelry box, you can see that there is a vial of antitoxin.
Weird thing to keep by your bedside. Is it? Can I make out if it's like for a specific toxin?
I am uncertain because it doesn't really say anything.
Okay, no worries.
And I'm not well.
It's a general like Costco brand.
It's a general kind of like an antacid, I suppose.
Okay.
As you were scanning the room,
I'll make a mental note.
You did see another door that was kind of tucked out of sight, kind of hidden by another wardrobe.
Ooh, can I look at this door? Can I approach this door?
You can indeed.
And pray that it is not a mimic in disguise.
You approach the door. In the sturdy wood oak door, has a really nice decorative handle, inlined with some gold leaf motif and such.
I think before anything else, Akos is just gonna trace their fingers kind of along the golden motif because it's just a very nice, fun, tactile thing to do.
It eats your hand.
And then.
No, it doesn't.
Chomp.
Now that my hand has remained attached, I will go to try the handle to see if I can get it to.
The door does open with a really heavy kind of clunk. And as it kind of pushed, it's a heavy door, and it, you push it open to find a room where the walls of this room are covered in like large sea maps, several model ships, a large desk covered in ledgers as well as intricate tools, and there's a large safe with a dial lock in the room's corner that looks very promising.
I'm going to read the ledgers. I'm going to close the door behind me, and I want to see if I can find anything in the ledgers. Because I am not a dexterous person. I don't think I'm going to be able to open that safe.
So most of these ledgers is just business jargon. Some of it looks fairly important and could be valuable information to certain people. But most of it is in retrospect to a lot of the trading between Chult. Trying to get my memory here.
Carl Shannon shit.
That's the
Chult.
place. Yeah, those are the places.
Interesting. Well, it's nothing I can make use of. Sure, if Bastion was here, maybe he'd be more interested in selling this all off. But he's not, so I'll leave it be. That's safe, on the other hand. I think I shall go find some others and let them know there's something of promise here. And then I'm just gonna go out through the other door, assuming that it's going to lead
So
me
as
out.
you leave this room, downstairs, you do hear raised voices, particularly Arnold and the Waterdeep captain of the guard, very promptly loud. He goes, "You will do as I say, sir, and you will arm me, for this nuisance has disrespected your family, and a duel will be had in the garden."
Oh. Is this the consequences of my action?
And if you will not arm me, sir, then we will go at it with bare knuckles. And you can hear this, like, slowly getting, further away. And all you can hear is like, "Sir, no, we don't want any problems. No, and no, and
I think Akos is just gonna entreat. It's gonna walk down because they are a bit worried that they may have partially caused a duel, and if so, maybe they might try to.
Did you make your way
Calm the
down
tempers of
to
people?
the
Yeah,
ground
I'm gonna
floor?
make my way down to be like, oh, okay, what's going on here?
See the backs of Liam. Haymart Orlong, the captain of the guard. Both Liam and Arnold trying to calm him down, but him having none of it. And in the garden, kind of with two guards standing at, not the guard, like at the back kind of garden entrance. You can see a very smug, swaying ever so slightly, Nungen. Ready with a sword in his arm. Bring it! I'll make mincemeat of you.
Liam, is everything okay?
No, unfortunately not. Nungen dared to suggest to my mother that she should ditch my father and go and elope with him in his private retreats. somewhere north of Waterdeep. Mother tried to shrug it off as a joke, but London followed his proposal up with various explicit gestures and motions, and, well, Lord Harmont, sorry, I don't think it is the captain of the guard. It's someone else. Lord Haymart here has challenged Nanjan to a duel, and Nanjan has accepted, and now both stand in the garden and demand that the guards hand in their swords, and Father is really trying his hard to make them calm down, but they are having none of it. There is going to be blood tonight, so excuse me, Lady Akos, I must go and help my father try to distinguish
If
this.
I may, could I possibly be of assistance? I do have a way of helping people see sense
I mean, if you
when
can,
they're clouded.
if you can give any assistance, it would be much appreciated. But I would not like to impose on you at all. You
It's
are a
not
guest.
imposing whatsoever. No imposition. I, for one, do not wish for bloodshed. If bloodshed can be avoided, that is the route I personally take.
Okay, so he leads you out to the garden, going back up Mal. Amongst all the squeaky toys, bunny rabbits, and all, you do come across a box, which is tightly locked up.
Can I check? I'm gonna check for traps.
You can check traps.
Yeah. How does one do that? What do I roll? I've never checked for traps.
It's a perception check, so but an investigation, I think. Or yeah,
Or
investigation.
17.
Oh, nice. The only traps that is in that room are tiny little marbles on the floor. You sense no other traps.
I will fall. Okay, I'm gonna try to picky locky with
Do you have any feet tools?
No. Is there maybe a key around?
So you were looking precisely for
Something that resembles. Because
traps.
I don't think I have. I have a crowbar. And a hammer for some reason.
I mean, it's a sturdy wooden box, but you know.
Yeah,
You could.
I don't think I can actually get it open. Maybe I can fidget with a dagger.
If you want to try to force it open, roll me a strength check.
Force it open? I'm not sure about forcing it open. No, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I don't have anything for that. God, am I gonna do that? Oh my, you have so many interesting toys. What a curious box.
Lily turns on the box. Oh, that's not my box.
Oh. It's in your things. I thought it was yours. It's so pretty.
Oh, I don't know how that goes. That looks like something my father uses. I think I've seen something like that, in his office. I don't know why it's here. Oh, and
That's
that
weird.
that
Name.
star over there, that's the big flipper.
I gotta go.
I'd like to leave.
And she turns and she's, "Hey, lady,
Yeah.
I like your horns. They're pretty.
Thanks.
You're pretty."
Aw, thank you. I just go, oh, I gotta go. Gotta go. I go back into the library.
Okay.
What's Argyle doing? Argyle's on the
What
floor.
is Argyle doing? Yes, I need to know now. What is Argyle
you wa-
doing?
You walk in and you stop dancing. The dancers are probably left by now, but it's just like talking to whoever's like still there.
Well,
And he's just like,
Volo would still be there.
Oh
well,
God,
okay, so
no.
he's talking to Wolo. He's like, you know, I just feel like there's this dragon deep inside of me. I just haven't figured out how to wake him up. I laughed. I started studying magic. Who's gonna be laughing when I burn down their houses?
Can't wait for Argyle to fall asleep.
Ooh. This is not my final form.
This isn't even my final form. Also, he tried to get Volo to sign something, but he didn't bring anything with him because he didn't know he was gonna be there. So just awkwardly had him sign his chest.
Dear chap, this is quite. I'm not quite used to doing this, but okay. And scratches in his his signature into.
Yes.
Now, do promise me you won't do anything reckless. I do hear that there's people who go after tattoo signatures onto them, and that's just insane. Now, tell me, you said you fought an ice dragon.
Oh, we've fought 2 of them, my good friend.
What ice dragon? That is
One of them got away. We killed the other one.
extraordinary. My good chap. I don't know what this guy's like. By the way, I've actually never personally encountered. I've only encountered him in Baldur's Gate game.
No, I just I imagine him as he is in Baldur's Gate 3. Like that's how I see him now. No.
I hated him.
That's fair. He's so full of shit. I love him.
We fought 3 dragons. That was okay.
Oh yeah, well, technically, I'm just gonna let him roll with it. Like, yeah, we fought 3 dragons. I landed the killing blow. Don't forget that part in your story.
And
It's
you were
very
the
important.
only survivor. Got it.
I was the sole survivor of Hey Mal.
Oh dear. I just go sit down.
You're gonna play with your
And I went,
mouse.
where the hell is Akos?
Yeah, so going back to Akos, you were downstairs. You're out in the garden. It has stopped raining. There's puddles everywhere, and you've got these 2 very drunk individuals in front of you. And the guards haven't given, has managed to take away the sword from Nungeon, and both of them are kind of struggling against trying to do the whole. Let me at him. I'll show him how to respect it, lady. And it's like, fat old man. He couldn't throw a punch if you tried. He actually does land the punch, and he's like, "Well," and he goes, "I'll get you." And the guards are struggling now to keep them apart.
Cool. 1 moment, let me just check something. So I raise 2 hands pointing towards both individuals, and I just say, "Stop," and cast command at 2nd level.
Okay. They
I was
do
like
both
7th
just
level.
kind of.
Jesus.
7th level. Oh, I've secretly gained some spell levels here.
So
I am now level 20.
The guards all of a sudden they kind of just stop, and the guards are a bit kind of weirded out because they just kind of stop in mid kind of, like punch and throws and such, and the guards step away and kind of look around at you and go, "Nice."
And I walk forward and kind of clasp hands on either side of these gentlemen. Now, dears, this is meant to be a lovely evening for a birthday party. Is this birthday party-like behavior? Don't answer, I'm speaking still. Is throwing bloodshed really what one does in civil moments. Again, don't speak, I'm still talking. You see, this is disappointing to your hosts. Both the birthday boy and the father of the birthday boy have both expressed that they do not want this to occur. I cannot speak on Miriam's behalf, for I have not spoken to her, but I can imagine that she is not too fraught with the idea of this behavior. So here's what we're going to do. Nunjin, as the offending person, you're going to apologize. And when I say apologize, you're going to apologize to every single person because you are a drunken fool who is quite frankly making themselves out to be a pariah within society. And I can help that pariacy continue in a more wider spread atmosphere within Waterdeep with connections that I have. And you, person whose name I currently have forgotten and do not care about right now because you've also joined in with this frivolity, you're going to step down off your goddamn high horse and stop trying to protect people's honors when not asked for. Because again, it's not a polite thing to do. Now, if you wish to agree to this, I will undo my spell. If you do not wish to agree to this, I am more than happy to command you to do other things instead that you will not enjoy. You may now speak because I have finished talking.
The older gentleman is like, yes, absolutely. You're yes, my lady. You're yes. I'm very ashamed of myself. Very unbecoming of me. I will withdraw this indeed, and yes, and he kind of holds his eye and goes, he looks at her and goes, "May I have a bag of peas, please?"
In a moment. Nunjin, do you have something to say?
Fine, I will go.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I said I will apologize, and I will take my leave, my lady.
Apologize now then. Saying I will is not an activity. It's not active. That's a potential thing you might do. Do it now.
I apologize for my behavior. It was very rude of me.
There. Wasn't that easy? Okay. And drops the command.
And at that, Nenjin just kind of slumps to the ground, and the more stouther fellow, he kind of buckles back, and one of the guards lead them away.
I'd offer to heal that, but you did it to yourself. You can go find a bandage.
Arnold then instructs the other soldier to escort our young friend off the premises, please. And be sure to know that I will be writing to your father about this, Nunjin. You have disgraced your family tonight. Well, thank you, Lady Akos. That was superb handling. Seems that you are well skilled into handling others.
It's not the first time I've dealt with a drunken brawl.
I don't suppose I could hire you to be my personal guard now. Could do with someone of your talents.
I appreciate such an offer, but I am currently already contracted to another family, as well as my friends.
I see, yes, indeed. Well, I must say thank you very much, and I do hope this does not spoil the rest of your evening. Now, I must go. I have business to take care of, but I shall leave you with my son. And Liam kind of looks a bit abashed, and he's like, that was amazing. I think that's something I'm going to have to learn. Might actually help with business.
Nothing really. You just need to stand your ground and remember you're the one in charge and everyone else are idiots.
So inside, the music changes to a more of a slower tone, and he does look a bit bashful. And goes, "If I
The battle
may,
music stopped. We're good. You can carry on.
if I may, Lady Akros, and as you know, in all respect, would you do me the honor of a dance?"
I feel it would be rude to decline for one whose birthday it is. So yes, I will dance with you.
And it's not a sensual dance. It's just a very polite, almost
It's a very courtly dance.
it's a very kind of so as you are dancing, we're going to go back upstairs to Hawk. Noticing
Yes.
that Mal has left him feeling quite a brush.
Realizing that I shouldn't spend all night stargazing, I'll get down, and it was very nice to meet you. And I know you said you didn't make very many friends, but now you can include me as one of them. And I'll pull out. I actually had it written down on the battlefield that the ice dragon was on. So I actually got a couple of broken dragon scales, those little corners. So I've got just a little dragon scale corner, and I'm just gonna. That's from an ice dragon that we fought.
A dragon? Swim?
Yes, and it's for you. Here, you can have this.
It's maybe to you quite small. To her, it kind of fits. It looks like a star. It's cold. Oh, I love it. Thank you. I'm gonna look
Every
at
time you
this.
look at that, you can remember that we're good friends.
Oh, thank
But
you.
I have to go now.
Thank you, Mr. Hawk. I will put this with my unicorn. And she goes and and she's there. And see that star there? That star, I'm gonna name it Hawk.
I think that's the best name that star could ever have.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye-bye. And I'll go back down. And join the I suppose I'll walk in on the drunken scene as well then, if it's still going on.
Argyle's vibing, Mel's rolling her eyes. It's like, can we leave this party yet? Or have we found what we're looking for? Who knows?
The vibe went down.
Yes.
We're doing that.
I might
Okay.
have changed my sorry.
Just run up and give you a big old hug on your knees. There he is. There's the guy.
Hey, bud. Been hitting the sauce pretty hard. It looks, yeah.
It's really good. Have you had it? It's really good.
I actually haven't had any yet. No, no. I must try some.
You should totally do that. Also, I got Volo to decide it. I'd like totally like show you the chest. Then I'm totally gonna ink later. It's like it's the Volo. Don't freak out.
Mal go again.
Cool
I
guy.
know a place.
Yeah, it's like, oh yes, please do send me your references so I can drunkenly get this actually tattooed onto his actual skin.
As funny I think that would be.
But I'm gonna say it was spelled
I'll
wrong.
give you the references tomorrow.
No,
I
we
want
get it
dry-
done tonight, but it's spelt wrong in the morning.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like no regrets. It's like, yeah. Ah, damn it.
It's Rolo instead of Bolo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Bolo.
Rolo, yeah.
I am Bolo.
Yeah.
I am
Okay, so Mal has a box. Akos is dancing. Argyle is vibing. Hawk.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I will be going over to Mal, and so we need to find a key. I'm guessing.
Or we just have to pry it open without anyone looking.
I mean, you managed to move the box already. We could just leave with it, and then we could spend as much time as we want trying to open the damn thing.
We don't know what's in it though.
True.
So, all of a sudden, the atmosphere changes a little bit, and we hear, and at the door appears, what is her name? Appears the sorceress, Nam. I hate how this is set up.
Namdin.
Namdin. And in an authoritative tone, just leave. Me and Arnold have business to attend. And the dancers leave, and partners and the old lady get up to leave as well.
I hope it's nothing bad. Is there anything we could help with, possibly?
No, this is just business between me and Arnold.
Well, we don't really have much of a choice.
For such a big house, you didn't have any other rooms to conduct business in. Sure. We're leaving.
I will be going to make like we're going. But are people following us out to make sure we're going?
There's 2 guards outside the door. And of course the sorceress, who, like I said, with a very authoritative tone, has asked everyone to leave. So the partners, so about 4 of the older gentlemen who were in the room, have left, and the old woman is slowly making her way out the room. And she's just kind of standing there with, her lips pursed together, kind of thing, just waiting, kind of staring at you as you leave.
Okay. I suppose we better leave.
Do we
I would like
want
to
to
attempt
linger
something
on the
that's probably
stairs?
stupid.
What?
Stupid, yeah.
Stupid. Like I make to leave, like we're going out down the stairs or out the room or whatever we're doing. I don't know where anymore. And make it look like I leave. I follow them, and then I
Okay.
cast invisibility on myself and slink back in
Okay.
and just wait.
Okay. So, this is what Argyle witnesses. Arnold comes into the room after a while. So Arnold passes yous, Mal and Hawk, as you make your way down the stairs to find Akos.
I'm just gonna linger on
you're
the
just gonna linger.
stairs.
Well, basically, you watch him. He goes to the top of to the 4th floor to where the little girl was, and
Oh, that's what I wanted to look out for. Like, I wanted confirmation that he's gonna go up there
Child.
and then go to the meeting.
yes, he's going to go up the stairs.
Yeah.
You're going to hear a bit of a raised voice, and then he's going to, what do you mean you don't know? What do you mean, child? Come downstairs with me.
Hawk, I
Walks in,
think
takes
we got what we need. We have to go.
the little girl into the library. Now this is what Argyle witnesses. So there.
We don't know that Argyle's gone, right?
No, you have the best of your knowledge.
Nope, I just turned invisible and out.
So
No.
you see the sorceress lady make her way and seat herself down in one of the chairs, and she pours herself a glass of liquor. A very flustered Arnold walks in with his daughter Lily, and she's looking very kind of concerned. She's like, I don't know where it is, Daddy. I don't know what you're talking about. And he takes in Namdin, and he goes, there's been a complication. You see, it turns out that the gem is not where I placed it. I've asked Lily if she has seen it. She just denies seeing it, little girl. I haven't seen any gems. I haven't. Um, so, this is my bad. I apologize for the inconvenience. We will do a thorough search of the mansion, and he's cut off at this stage. That will not be appropriate. Come here, child. And she kind of, she uses her magic, and she brings the child comes forward, kind of dragged on her heels towards her, and goes, "Now I want you to tell the truth. Where is the gem?" I don't know. I don't know what are you talking about. I was just looking at stars. She casts a suggestion spell. "I will get the truth out of you, you little brat, if it's the last thing I do." The father then interjects. No, that will not be the case. Lily is telling the truth. She has not seen it. And I demand you leave this house this instant. And he needs to roll. Aha, even I get to roll tonight. Yay. Oh, natural 20. Very well. You say the brat is telling the truth. This little incident will have its consequences. And she opens the portal and she walks through it, and it closes. And all you kind of see then, Argyle, is the child, breaking down in tears, because she was being, restrained, and her dad, holding her close and say, "It's okay, darling. Daddy will fix this. It will be just fine." After he kind of calms her down, he picks her up. She's still sobbing into his neck, and let's go find your mother, shall we? Your mother will know what to do. And he leaves the room, passes Mal, and kind of just nods, like a really kind of I'm exhausted kind of nod, and goes down the stairs, and goes to his wife. After about a few minutes, there is a bell that chimes, kind of signaling the end of the evening.
Everyone get out.
Pretty much. It's just more of a signal that things have died down.
To exit 8 we go.
Yeah, you just feel like I would say you're very familiar with this at this point. You just feel like someone climbing up onto your back. You don't see him, but you feel him there. Backpack.
But clumsily, because you're wasted.
Yeah, no, very clumsily, very uncoordinated.
So with that,
Very bad,
obviously
but, yeah.
Akos and Liam, your dance has been
Just remember, if
finished.
there's going to be any accidents, do it over the back, the shoulder, not over the front, please. But
Liam takes your hand, he gives it a gentle kiss and goes, "Thank you for a pleasant evening, my lady, but it seems that the evening has to be closed. My father has signaled to see me. It has been wonderful to make your acquaintance, and I do hope we get to spend some time together. Maybe even conduct some business in the future." He bows low, and he walks off.
Interesting. Maybe they might be able to help me too. Let's see.
With that, carriages arrive at the front, and you can see that the guests are grabbing their belongings. Two servants who took your coats at the very beginning, return your coats. Kind of gets a little confused since they have a smaller coat, but no owner. And kind of hands it to you, quite confused, and
We'll take care of that. Don't worry about that. That's fine.
then goes and ushers you.
I put it on, so it's just floating on top of him.
True. How does that work with invisibility? When you put stuff on you, when you like, if you changed invisible and
Yeah,
then put a
it's like
coat on, will the coat
whatever-
go invisible, or would it not?
I think it's just whatever you're wearing as you cast it. I'm not sure that if I put a coat on, it would just magically become. I don't know, but I'm just gonna say that's how it works because it's funny.
Where he is heading for the rest of your evening?
We should probably get rid of this thing as soon as possible.
Probably
Yes.
head back to the, what was it called? The troll skull?
The Troll Skull
Yeah.
Manor.
Yeah, troll skull.
Open
Oh,
24/7.
Nice.
Well,
I would know.
Ghosts.
I
You would
left
really-
there.
They really didn't like that the milk was bad.
I'm going
We should
to
stop
make-
along the way and try to open this thing.
make sure, yes, that is indeed what we have. But also, we should, when we get to the troll skull. Oh, I've had
Troll
one too
skull.
many tonight. I should definitely have a look round to see who is visiting the place, for the birthday boy is known to haunt that location, and we don't want them to see us with the jewel. Even if he doesn't know, he may know. You know? You know.
Yes, we will try to open this safe. Suppose. Is it what kind of? Is it like a?
Oh, it's just a
key?
sturdy wooden box with a simple
No,
lock on it.
Does it have a lock?
Simple lock.
Eldritch Blast. This is gonna be like our door that people can't unlock. We can't
Like, I don't
open
have
the
thieves'
box.
tools, but I do have my little claws.
I could just break it with my axe.
You could. It's also a valid option.
All right, I checked that it didn't have any traps, right?
Oh, it doesn't have any traps. No?
Sure, we can just pry it open. Go for it.
Seemingly.
Just don't do anything to scratch the jewel inside.
So you said it's
Yeah.
a wooden box? Did you say?
Yeah, it's a simple wooden box.
All right.
Hawk?
Well, I'll try to pry it open then with my
Strength.
hand.
Okay.
Hmm.
Roll me a strength.
Slowly bring up a little firebolt in my hand.
Oh, Argyle, that's a lovely
Steady.
suggestion, but on this
24.
occasion-
So as you kind of pry it open, the lock just breaks and it does open, and inside is the ruby. Ooh, shiny.
Ooh. Well, that's good. That's the ruby. So let's, if you don't mind, I can take it,
Sure. I will hand it
and
over.
then let's head to the place, because
my-
Vivian's gonna find us one way or another.
My trusting disposition. I'll just hand over. There you go.
On your way back.
It's only a runaway.
The web of
You'll
thorns
never find me.
Where'd
It's a
Mal go?
little bit-
She left us. She
You're all-
took the riches and she ran.
She got a natural 20 for deception this whole time. Damn it.
Yeah. God
The whole
damn it.
character was just meant to steal one jewel. Ha! Long con.
I've been playing the long
Thing
game.
is, though, here's the thing. As DM, I find that whole interaction far more meaningful than the rest of you, but it's okay. And I even think Rosita does as well. On your way back, the weather does turn to a bit of a more moderate rainy night. So when you do get back to the Troll Skull Manor, you are a little bit damp. So you order nice warming tonics keep you warm. And after a good couple of hours, when the establishment seems at its most kind of quietest, the female half-elf does return. Well, I heard that the party was interesting, but no blood was shed, which is good news. They are a very good family. Did you manage to get the ruby?
Are we like in the public area?
You'd be, I would say, you'd probably have more of like a booth.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna make a quick little peek around to make
That's
sure
okay.
there is
It's a
no
manor.
family
There's
members
there's
or
a lot of
people.
rooms.
Uh,
Like a
um,
library. There's more private
you never
rooms.
know
I've been
who's
here.
watching,
Do
right?
you want
Yeah.
to roll a perception check?
That I will do happily.
Can I assist?
Sure.
Okay.
Also, whatever room we're in, I want to set up my alarm so that if
You-
like anyone
you
comes
take
in
advantage.
proximity, I will
Take
hear it
advantage.
go off.
Thank you. Oh, nice for the advantage. 25.
Okay, so let's get a little bit confusing here. You notice that someone notices you notice them. They then leave. They make a
Can I get
quick retreat.
Is there any like even like a brief thing about them that I notice, whether it's just like one thing, like it's like they wear a certain color, they have a certain hair color,
They would be so
they
they would be
walk with a
wearing
funny limp.
a mud cloak, kind of muddy looking cloak. But it was really quite a quick interaction. They were, kind of in a booth, not across from you, but like down to quite close to like the door. And they were kind of just leaning forward with their cloak quite heavily over their eyes. No visible hair. With that roll, I would say you may have got a glance at maybe a hand tattoo, but no fine details. You just could see that there was a markings on the hand. But they were quick out the door, as if as quick as you saw them, they were gone.
Okay. I think it's safe now.
Well, can't take any chances. Well, because we're sitting in the booth, right?
Mhm.
I am gonna get up, walk up to Vivienne, and
You've been dying to say that.
Vivienne, and I am gonna climb on top of her. And just get really, really close,
When
up
you
and
say,
personal.
like, climb on top of her, do you mean like front with your legs wrapped around?
Yeah.
Frontwise? Okay. She kind
And
of grabs you close.
it looks very, very intimate, but what I do is I pull the gem out of my pocket and put in hers.
This
I'm going
to
cover
the rest
Argyle's
of you,
eyes.
it's a bit jarring, but it does look like they've done this before. And she kind of, Vivian leans her in and goes, "Oh, the old tricks. I do love." Now, mustn't get the better of myself. Thank you. And she pulls out a satchel, not a satchel, a purse, and she tucks it into Mal's pocket, and she goes, "And a little extra for no spilling of blood." And she lifts Mal with quite ease and kind of gently sits her down, caresses her cheek, and go, "It was a pleasure doing business, as always."
Likewise.
And she gracefully leaves. In the purse, there is, what is there? Hold on. So there is.
It's just a napkin with a lipstick stain and her number on it.
Well, no.
That's the extra.
The extra.
This
there
is my
a-
room. Here's
there
the
is
key.
there is a little note, but we'll get to that in a minute. Excuse me. So there is 1,000 gold pieces. There is a note that has the letter to M on it. There is also a Kalishite death mask, because Vivian has a sense of humor. But it's the note that piques Mal's interest.
I will open the note.
It says, whispers. That's what it says. Only Kravita will know this one.
So, while gifts are
Exciting.
being given out, I will also remember and hand the Argyle the Tome of Umar. I found this book while we were roaming around. I thought you might be interested. So,
Aw.
Tome of Umar, and it's worth 2,000 gold, apparently. But it's all yours.
I like hop up on a little stool and I was hugging you on the knees, but I try to give you like an actual head and normal hug with my tiptoes, and I'm like, oh, this is the best gift I have received. I think
I know
this
you
is the
haven't
only
had
gift I've received, but it's still the best one. Thank you.
you haven't had much of a chance of having some literature lately. So there's some.
Oh, I missed reading so much, and I just immediately just like start getting into it.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Anna, what's happening?
I don't
There's
know.
stuff happening.
It's like a teaser.
Backstory.
Okay.
Oh, was that all just the whisper, TM?
That was a quiet reading
damn.
moment. So it's up to Mal how she how she looks while reading said note.
Angie.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, you know those cartoon bowls?
Mm.
It went from, I'm
Mhm.
tired, I don't care, to, okay.
I went from like smoke coming out the nose and the ears at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you'd like to share with the group there, Mal?
Share with the class as I'm reading my.
Um, when do we have a meeting with the council, please?
We're waiting for them to be ready for us.
Reflection. We
Yeah.
have time.
Like, oh, do we know if the time is close?
They said within a week.
Has it
So
been a week?
it has been.
Has it been a week in the last 5 minutes?
Well, no.
Oh, sweetheart.
So
Mal.
you arrived 2 weeks ago. They said within
I'm still feeling it a little bit.
the weeks, the next week or two, they would call you. So from a session standpoint, I'm hoping to do that next week.
Yeah.
If not, I've just
Hopefully
set up a
Bass
one shot.
will no longer be sick.
Yeah.
We can
There's
press it if we
nothing
need to.
special
Mhm.
here except I hope we can go towards Neverwinter. I don't know why I suddenly couldn't remember how to spell Neverwinter. So. Never
It's like a weird
winter.
accent. You're like,
Let's just hope the road takes us towards Neverwinter, and would be nice. Or it's just we gained intel, which is also nice.
Or DM is up to something. Oh, I did it again.
And she's gone.
Nope, DM done stuff. There you go. But anyway, that is the end of that. I did not realize how sneaky that was.
It would have been perfect suited for a rogue if we had one.
You know what, though? I'm kind of glad that we did.
We
do
still
that,
managed.
Yeah, no,
because
it was fun.
It would have been simply, oh, you get to dance and Bastian goes upstairs, and it would have
Does
been done
all
in
the
like
work,
10 minutes.
yeah.
So it kind of worked.
I like the role.
And we all
reversal.
played to our strengths.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Argyle
yes.
with dancing moves. Akash just putting people in their place.
She just
Hawk
like
being
giving
nice to
parental
people.
disappointment to everybody.
Hawk being nice to kids and Mal being awkward.
Yeah.
I mean,
was
now
like,
Akos gets to go back
I
and
hated her.
brag to Bastian and being like, we don't really need you. We did this by ourselves.
We've got this.
We managed to
covered.
even
We got-
open a locked box without you.
Being
Right.
sneaky is
Like, we
actually
got
not that
some
hard.
Money on the side,
Oh
like,
my god! I
man,
can't wait
you-
until next week when you're all going to be sitting there. Really, what do you do?
Yeah,
Bastian?
honestly,
what do you do? What
what's
do you
your
bring?
purpose?
What do you bring to the table? Because we managed that.
I mean, it's easy.
I mean,
why do you complain
he
about
does.
it?
Mhm.
Yeah. What do you bring? You bring Draco.
Pulling out his lockpicks
That's-
like he's about to, I don't know, go work in the fields. Like, what is
Hey.
happening?
I'm working on Draco and Puppers. Like, I'm being given them the good food. They know
Mhm.
where their good food is coming from. Just saying.
They're just like, we now have a new favorite.
They'll soon be mine.
And hopefully next week I will remember what Bobby has got. Akos, because Bobby has made something for Akos. Bobby has made something for Puppets.
Oh, did we ever go back? Did we ever
It
go
got
back
the-
and like get the dog armor and the
It's-
gun?
that's- Right, that's it.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
unfortunately, I have forgotten what has been made. I'm pretty sure I've got it written down somewhere. And I still need to kind of brew them, because I know there's a shield, I know there's a gun, I know there's armor for Puppers. To be honest, all the armor does for Puppers is just put up his AC.
I mean, good.
Which
He-
is
he
good,
need the- he
so we
needs
can
it.
get it so
Mhm.
he'll never get hit again.
If anybody of this party needs AC, I'm sorry guys, but it's the puppy.
It's
You're on
it's
your own.
buffers.
We have one armor that can never be penetrated. Put it on the dog.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
AC
The dog can
30,
never
thank you.
die.
It's a special invention by Bobby. Instantly puts your AC on
And
30.
it's like probably got dragon scales. We gave her some dragon scales, so like, come on.
I know there's bullets to be made. I have a unique item for Akos that is actually homebrewed. But I don't think anyone else got anything. I don't think Mal got anything from her
No.
other than potions.
I just got some potions. I don't remember how many.
I'm gonna have to go back.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
do
you
remember
might
getting
have
other
actually.
stuff, but not from Bobby.
I think you might have put it in the our direct message chat, because I remember you saying something. So I think it's in direct message chat.
I'm gonna go
What
hunting
Bobby
for
is
it.
making.
I have to go hunting for it. But anyway, thank you so much, and I will let you all go to bed and for Blue to start her
Thank
day.
you.
Yeah, start my day at
Nice,
6:30.
nice.
No, that's fair. I don't start my day until late anyway. So.
Fair enough. Anyway, I'm gonna
I am
run
not
off
a
and dive into
conscious
bed.
person.
Yes.
so
Get
at
some
Everybody
least
sleep.
have
2
a good
PM or
night
later, so.
Yes.
and a good
Bye-bye.
day. Enjoy your
Buenas
weekend.
noches, chicos.
We
Night.
did it! I mean, the hardest part is over. We did it.
We won.
We did a session.
We beat the scheduling conflicts. The last boss.
Yeah. All right, I'll
That's the
see you
first
later.
Pancake month.
Yeah.
And I,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did we only do one last month as well?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See, I have
Feels like
my
it.
job interview coming on Monday. You see if I
Ooh.
get this job. We'll have to go probably bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Makes sense.
anyway, I'm going to go.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
And I will see you
Bye-bye.
looking at you. No, like, guys.
Bye.
How do you get out of here?
No.
Okay, I actually forgot I'm still streaming. Folks, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you to Karita. I got Blue, Shaz, and Mr. Coyote. Litica his internet was poopy tonight, so Bastian could not join us. Sebastian was away sick somewhere in Waterdeep. With sleeping tonic from Aquos, most likely. Thank you so much for hanging out, folks. Stream back on Monday. I'm not sure what's happening Monday, to be honest. Like I said, I had my interview on Monday. So it will probably be after Monday. Anyway, thank you for watching. These are amazing, and I will see you when I'm next looking at you. Till then, bye.